a 10-piece for it just to blow it in the mall. Doesn't mean that we involved. I just put a Richard on the card. I ain't going playing ball, but I'll show you how to gotta do it if you really wanna fall. Till you fall when you're back against the wall, and a bunch of need you to go away.
At this time, we ask everyone to please stand. Remove your hats and direct your attention to the 50-yard line for the presentation of colors and the singing of our national anthem. The presentation of colors will be presented by the Bulldog Battalion of the Queen Creek Army JROTC by Cadets Caden Cass, Mark Miley, Lucas Evans, and Noah Sidwell. The singing of our national anthem is being performed by Queen Creek High School Pommy, Raquel Murrieta.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
A very pleasant good evening to you as we welcome you to Monty Nevy Fieldhouse on the campus of Queen Creek High School here in Queen Creek, Arizona. Actually make it Gilbert, Arizona. I'm Kevin Derriere alongside my broadcast partner Cody Cameron, and we present the Thursday Night Football Game of the Week presented by Trey Clarkson State Farm Insurance right here on the Zone 48 Broadcast Network. And Cody, we got a dandy tonight. You talk about postseason implications, it's on for both programs.
Yeah, you can't ask for a better atmosphere out here. We have a packed house out here in the home section of Queen Creek High School. The fireworks, amazing national anthem, and you can't ask for a better matchup on a Thursday night, Kevin. We've had a whole season slate, an awesome schedule of Thursday night football games, and this might be our best matchup, 6A East Valley region, huge playoff implications, and it's simple for both teams. You win, better chances of where your standings are come playoff time.
You know what, Cody? You mentioned the schedule over the course of the season. It was a grand schedule. We've had a blast. It's hard to imagine this is the final game on the Thursday night docket, but it doesn't get any better than this. Highland and Queen Creek. And for Highland, let's be honest, they want to punch their ticket to the Open. A win tonight would help solidify that. Still another week to play. They get Ridge next week, but it's an opportunity. The door's wide open for the Highland Hawks to fly right in there and secure that spot at the Open table. For Queen Creek, believe it or not, they have made the postseason 20 consecutive years. If they punch their ticket to the 6A state championship tournament this season, it would be 21 in a row. For Travis Sherman, yeah, his backs are against the wall here facing this Highland team, East Valley Region game, as you mentioned, but they have an opportunity. You take care of business tonight, you knock off the Highland Hawks in your own region, and you really send a statement to the rest of the high school circuit in the 6A conference, and that would allow you to clinch a spot for the 21st consecutive season.
And Highland's too well coached to call this a trap game. They always have their players ready to rock, but there's a lot riding on this football game for the Bulldogs. They win this game, they are solidified in the 6A playoffs. They're at home, it's their senior night, and Coach Sherman, his Bulldog program, they have won games like this where they look like a 17-point underdog, a 2-3 score underdog. They've beat the Hamiltons. They've beaten the Liberties over the last 5 or 7 years. Games where they looked outmatched, the Bulldogs come ready to play. I'm stoked for this one.
It's Talon Tinsley from the 40-yard line. The ball is spotted in between the hash marks on the far hash. Back deep for Brock Farrell's Highland Hawks, Greg Toller. And for Queen Creek, 3-5 entering play here tonight, 1-1 the 6A East Valley. They are fresh off a 45-21 victory on the road at Red Mountain last week. It'll be Toller from the inside his own 5, veers to the 10, and he'll fight his way towards the 20-yard line, and he'll be taken down there. Special teams work by Queen Creek, getting it done was Jalen Jackson on special teams. Once again, we are live on the Zone 48 Broadcast Network from Monty Nevitt Fieldhouse in Gilbert, Arizona, home of the Queen Creek Bulldogs. And on the first play of the game, the ball is loose. And there's a fumble on the play, recovering the rock. Jayshawn Lyles recovers the fumble. And just like that, on a night, Cody, that anything can happen on this Thursday night, it's a turnover on the first snap of the game.
Got a mishandled snap, a shotgun snap that actually hits the Highland tight end. I believe that is Doherty. Doherty's coming in for a cross block at that H-back position. Hits him right in the thigh pad, and Queen Creek's junior outside linebacker, Jayshawn Lyles, scoops it up. Can't ask for a better start for the Bulldogs.
It'll be Tate Reynolds on at quarterback for Queen Creek. Scoreless ball game. First play of the game was a malfunction for Highland, and now running the football. On the first play of the game for QC, Queen Creek, it's Dane Gomez, and you'll see Dane Gomez run the rock as well as Lucas George. They'll be the primary 1-2 punch, no particular order, but for Dane Gomez, Coach Sherman said he's got to have a big game for the Bulldogs to have success. And on the first carry of the night, he picks up 6 yards off the left side. Ball spotted on the 23-yard line. Reynolds to the air. Pass complete. Up top. That's Nick Garcia. And Garcia will be wrestled down to the turf around the 15-yard line. And how about a whole bunch of white shirts leading the way there for Highland? That was Cash Colmar, and he is just a money player.
How about Nick Garcia, though, finishing that pitch and catch? They go trips, bunch set, a quick rock now. We just call this rock now screen. Just flank it out to your X receiver, 2 stock blocks to the outside, and Nick Garcia, the senior wide receiver, finishing pummeling for a big game.
A gain of 4. It's a high snap. It gets over Reynolds' head, and he's going to pounce on the football around the 40-yard line. And that is where Travis Sherman will have to decide whether or not he wants to go for it, which in this case, it looks like a punting situation here. Again, on the snap of the football, anything can happen. The ball is bouncing funny ways here tonight in the first quarter.
That's tough, too, because they're in third and manageable there and just shoots back about 35, 40 yards. Queen Creek now in their offensive set, but this looks like a punting situation.
Tate Reynolds, where's number 1? Looks like he's going to punt it away, and he does. He just sends that one up into the sky, and it bounces at the 5 and will carry him into the end zone, and that will be a touchback. So on the first series for both teams, they put the ball on the carpet, and it'll be nothing more than a change of possession on the punt. And for Kalen Fisher, he gets to start over.
Well, just like we called it right in pregame, 2 botched snaps, a fumble, which Highland football, right, they really do not turn over the rock, especially on the ground like that. And just weird start to this football game the first minute and a half here, Kevin.
So Bob takes the snap under center, and running the football on the right was Jay Martin. And for Jay Martin, let's be honest, he's having one of those East Valley Region Player of the Year type seasons. He's been outstanding. That was his 122nd carry of the year, 771 yards. The average, Cody, is impressive, 6.4 yards per carry, 96 yards a game. He is just a do-it-all back, 10 touchdowns.
Taking advantage of a situation, too, with Eli Kirby, another senior tailback, tearing his MCL in week 4. Jay Martin's doing it all for the Hawks.
The deep back in the I formation is Jay Martin. And how about the leg drive early on for Jay Martin as he just rips off 5 yards going right up the middle of this Bulldog defense. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 1 for Kalen Fisher and company.
And I like the tempo here. Tempo getting with 3rd and 1, getting right up to the ball.
Fisher under center. The deep back remains Jay Martin. He's got 2 wide receivers to work with. Toller to the right side on the numbers. And snap is back, and it's a handoff again, and it's going to be Jay Martin one more time. And for Jay Martin, he had 3 carries on that drive, and he's able to move the sticks, Cody.
And it's the way both offenses want to run this football game. They want to be 3 to 4 yards of carry in a cloud of dust, get in third and manageable situations. Both those offenses thrive that way, but defensively, too, both those defenses play football like that as well.
Kalen Fisher now in his 9th game, rolls to the near side on the naked boot, wants to throw on the run. He has a receiver there, and the ball is batted down. I believe the ball was broken up. The intended target for the Highland Hawks was the tight end Hayden Doherty, and back deep to make the defensive play to break it up was Tate Curtis. Nifty play by the free safety.
That's a great job by the senior defensive back. That is a long way to cover deep intermediate drag route, staying hip pocket. Tate Curtis with the big pass break up there on 1st down. I like the play call by Highland, though. You set that play up with 4 consecutive runs. It's going to set up those play action rollout boots, and Bub Fisher is tremendous at throwing it on the run.
The Hawks coming in after a 21-11 win last week against Tide Etlin's football team. Back to the ground game here for Highland, and it's Jay Martin, and he gets taken out in the backfield. One of those guys defensively was Jay-Sean Lyles, and for Jay-Sean, playing in just his 5th game of the season, how about tackle number 39 for Jay-Sean?
Yeah, great job by Lyles, and also the junior defensive lineman, Nick Harper, 6'3", 210, shedding the block, and we have a 3rd and long situation now for the Hawks.
Ball is spotted on the 31-yard line of the Highland. 3 wide receivers to work with. Toller Jr. on the bottom of the screen. Wind up, deep ball, and there is a man that drops the football. On the post route for Highland, it was Crew Crandall, and it looked like he might have just dropped the football. Credit the defense, the ball was thrown with a defender there to contest, but the ball was incomplete.
That's a great job, though, by the sophomore defensive back, Jet Berry. The Highland receiver did have a 1 or 2 steps over the top. Berry with good comeback speed, hand right in the fist. Great job by Queen Creek to bring a little pressure. It was complete cover 1 across the board. Queen Creek defense getting it done in back-to-back formations.
Pretty nice throw there by Kalen Fisher. Put a little air under that one and gave his receiver a chance to catch the ball. This one is going to be shanked off the side of the foot. And the punt for Highland. Not the best punt of the season for Grady Crandall. The 6'2 sophomore saw that one roll off the side of his foot, which will allow Tate Reynolds to come back on the field in a scoreless ball game. And they're going to have excellent field position as this drive will begin at the Bulldog 32-yard line, working left to right.
So you already get the sense of this game, right? It's going to be close. It's going to be extremely hard hitting. And when you look at the records, if anybody didn't know anything about Arizona high school football, like I said, they'd say, hey, Hawks, 3-touchdown score favorite. This is the kind of game and matchup Queen Creek wants to play, especially at home.
QC with a 1st and 10 from their own 32-yard line, and we're going to have our first whistle of the game. Comes at the 8:05 mark of the opening 12, and it also gives us that opportunity to introduce to you our AIA officiating crew tonight. The referee is Tracy Hernandez. Our umpire is Ken Adams. The head lineman is Luke Gross. The line judge is James Leach. Our back judge this evening is Troy Stewart. The side judge is Danny Gayton, and the field judge is Patrick Fisher. And it'll be a run play here for Queen Creek. And running the football for the first time tonight, that would be Lucas George. For George, his 112th carry of the campaign, 777 yards. That average, again, very eye-popping, a 7.0 yard scrimmage average. You'll take 7 out of 10 all day long.
And he missed 2 games this year, and Queen Creek offense really suffered from it, and he's just a tailback who can do it all for the Bulldogs.
George again works the left side on a run blitz by the Hawks, and another great defensive play by Highland. Nothing doing at all for George. Trying to run behind his line, and that left guard is one of the starters, Teo Amatanubon. And Amatanubon, one of those standouts. How about 6'3", 250, a senior? He's the left guard. And Boise State is the newest opportunity for Teo.
Well, how about the pronunciation? That's why you're one of the best right there, Kevin. Absolute money on the first try.
We'll take it. Reynolds high snap, steps through the pocket, being pressured. He's going to go down, and he gets sacked on the play. It was Cole McCleve and friends to take down Tate Reynolds. That'll be the 31st sack of the year for the Highland Hawks. And the defense alive, and they are ornery here tonight for Highland.
One of the best senior edge rushers in the entire state. Cole McCleve coming into this game, 13.5 tackles for loss. Leads the team also in 5 sacks, sheds off the block. Tate Reynolds tries to step up in the pocket. McCleve right there for the 3rd down sack. Heck of a play from the senior outside linebacker.
Back deep here for the Highland Hawks. On the return for the punt. And taking the ball outside, that is Grady Crandall. Crandall is their punter and the punt returner. And you'll see Greg Toller back there also throughout tonight's game. 6:11 to go, and we kind of touched on it at the beginning of the ball game. This is going to be a slugfest here tonight. And both teams, the least margin of error, has a chance to win tonight's football game, Cody.
Yeah, sounds vanilla, right? But it's whoever makes the least mistakes. And both teams have made their fair share of mistakes within the first 6 minutes of this first quarter.
Caleb Fisher will begin this drive at midfield, just to the right of the Bulldog logo. Little delay. Here comes the pressure, and Fisher's going to get dropped. Fisher gets sacked on the play in there on what looked to be a free play. Unabated to the quarterback was Nick Harper, the defensive end, his 2nd sack of the season. Not too shabby for the 6'3", 210-pound junior.
And I think Bub Fisher was waiting for that. I think he was looking for a pre-snap check. Center didn't hear him. The running back wasn't ready. No one blocked, and just a free release for the Queen Creek defensive lineman getting the sack.
That's a loss of 11. Fisher has 2 wide receivers to his right. Fisher to the air. Ball's caught and then dropped. And dropping the football was catcher Taylor. And it looks as though that Taylor was able to pounce on it. But a nice delivery of the football by Fisher. Throwing that ball in the flat, and it looked like Taylor did a nice job to secure the rock, and then he made a first move. Cody, he just lost the rock.
Yeah, I think he was trying to put that ball away on his chest and just slipped right through. I like the play execution. They got 2 wide. It's just a quick little offensive pick play. But Highland, it's just almost disaster, almost strikes for a second time in the first quarter, and almost back-to-back possessions, but the receiver's able to jump on the rock. But now we have a 3rd and forever for the Hawks.
That'll be a gain of 2. Fisher to the wide receiver catcher Taylor. Toller goes behind Fisher on this particular play, and there are penalty markers coming from all angles. So with 4:49 to go in the opening quarter in a scoreless ball game, right now the offensive line for Highland having a difficult time finding any kind of rhythm here.
And Brock Farrell has a bag of tricks with about 15 plays in it. That was about to be a double pass. There's going to be a pass to Toller, have a receiver fake stock, go streak, and a quarterback roll up for a wheel. Never got set up because of the play action, but for the false start pre-snap. But Highland is going to do plays like that throughout this contest.
Braden Raja in the slot to the right. Toller is on the numbers to the near side. Jay Martin remains to the right of Kalen Fisher. There goes Toller wide behind Fisher. Toller is going to make a man miss in the backfield and work his way along the numbers. And then here come the purple shirts, the brigade, the Bulldog brigade. And a nice job there getting to the football for Queen Creek. It looked as though that Jet Berry was making the play. Cody, did he have some help?
Yes, he did. Jayshawn Lyles and Drake Lewis there, but that's a great job because the first Greg Toller is one of the best receivers making that guys miss. Queen Creek defensively flying all 11 to the football, making that third down stop. That's a good job by the Bulldogs defense.
Nick Garcia back deep for the Crandall punt. The punt is away. It's a line drive kick, and it's going to take a great bounce for Highland. It's going to roll inside the 10-yard line, and the ball will be marked around the 6-yard line. And so Highland will flip the field. Excellent punt by Grady Crandall, and the ball was touched down by the Highland Hawks. Officially touching it down was Grayson Sparks. So Tate Reynolds gets a chance to get the football back for the third time tonight.
Now, I would like to see the pre-snap penalties for both teams, right? Stop. That's really halted a lot of offensive drives. These are teams that live for the third and manageable, right? They want to run the rock efficiently and set up play-action pass on second and third down. Got to win first down. Have to win first down if you're these offenses. Let's see if Queen Creek can get something going here.
Queen Creek wearing their pulpor uniforms tonight. Purple jerseys, purple pants with a little trim of white, and running on the right side. Taking the handoff for Queen Creek. Not a traditional type number for your back, but Dane Gomez, who wears 49, who wears a fullback type number, but plays a lot of that traditional running back position.
But he was a player Coach Sherman said to us pregame. He said, hey, he's going to get a lot of run today. He's really come up the last couple weeks, and spelling Lucas George, especially late in the year, it's great to have a 1-2 punch combo. So I expect to see Gomez get 10 to 12 touches here tonight.
Nice work by All Regions' second team of the right guard, Isaac Corner. Reynolds to the air, zips a pass across the side, and boy, that ball had a tremendous amount of velo on it. Love the arm strength of Tate Reynolds. He was trying to hit the wide receiver, Dane Howard, and that ball was incomplete. He did throw it into a couple of white shirts.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at an Arizona State baseball commit here, and the velocity on his fastballs, giving a little pitching reference
plus.
there, just absolute fire, and he approaches that when he throws a lot of those one-step, three-step drop, quick hitches, quick outs. They come off in a hurry right in the chest of his receivers. That's what the Highland defense does, though. They pre-snap move more than any team in the state, and they confuse quarterbacks.
For Reynolds, 1,230 yards through the air. And there's another run play, and they go back to Dane Gomez. And Dane Gomez picked up 5 on the first carry, just picked up 6. Went from the right side to the left side, and that's a chain-moving run. It's first and 10, Queen Creek, their first down of the night.
With how powerful that Bulldog offensive line is, with 2 Division I commits, and with an all-region offensive line, 3rd and 7. A lot of people say, hey, that's a passing down. It's being a pass defense, brings 5 defensive backs out. Queen Creek, they are all comfortable running the football.
Case Grimmer lines up to the near side. This will be a run, and the quarterback is going to call his own number here. And another one of those plays where it looked like there was maybe a communication challenge, or the play wasn't run to perfection, but Reynolds ends up keeping the football, and he'll pick up just a yard.
Just a little read option, and they crushed Red Mountain with this last week. And Red Mountain has one of the best linebacking units in the entire state. Tate Reynolds was amazing in the first half. Highlands linebackers Pre-game, they said, we're going to play disciplined football, stay home, and attack Reynolds. That's what they did on that play.
George to the left of Reynolds. Shotgun snap is back. And from the pocket, whipping a pass near side and making the catch. Nice reception there with some great hands. Quentin Miles. And you can see on that pass a tight spiral with just a lot of velocity on that. Again, you love the plus baseball style arm that Tate Reynolds has. And again, for just a youngster at quarterback, only a sophomore, 6'4", almost 200 pounds. You got to love the attributes.
Yeah, and Quentin Miles has really come out in the last 2 weeks. 280 yards, 2 tuds.
Gain of 8. Here's George, left side, and George got a couple yards, and then he took a shot. And it looked as though that was Cash Cullimore making the deposit on the ball carrier right there. That was a big-time thump. However, for George, a tough hombre in his own right, picked up just enough to get the first down.
I was going to say, the Bulldogs running backs, they embrace all that contact, and they dish it out as well. And that drags on a defense, and this is a pretty good drive right now the Bulldogs are putting together here at the end of the first quarter.
Ball's on the Bulldog 30-yard line. Shotgun snap. They go right back out to the wide receiver, making the catch once again is Quentin Miles, and he's dropped immediately. Terrence Martin, the second, was right there waiting for him to catch the ball. Once he caught it, he made the tackle. It was an excellent form tackle at that.
That's a great job by the senior corner. Getting off the stock block shed, great form tackle, driving his hips through the receiver, pummeling for what turned out to be a tackle for loss. The senior corner, Terrence Martin, getting it done for the Hawks.
Gotta like Terrence Martin, the third, making plays. How about tackle number 30 for him? High snap for Reynolds. He's going to put it into the chest of the ball carrier. And running the football is George once again. And he runs to the very sure-handed tackler. Making the tackle there was Cole Archibald, the inside linebacker, making the play.
Yeah, these Hawk inside backers, not the biggest football players in the world, but pound per pound might be the toughest football players in the entire state. Cole Archibald, and then once again, Cash Cullimore. Both those guys are phenomenal and will be in, and I would say about 70% of tackles tonight.
Hopefully you bet the under on tonight's time of game. Our first 12 minutes are already ancient history here at Monty Nevitt Fieldhouse on the campus of Queen Creek. After one quarter of play, no score here in Gilbert. You're watching Thursday Night Football on the Zone 48 Broadcast Network, presented by Trey Clarkson State Farm Insurance.
Jake from State Farm. Thanks for the great rate on my insurance, man.
Wait, but I said Byron got the Patrick price? Thought that was our thing.
Thanks for the killer rate, Jake.
Shreddy Betty got it too?
Patrick, State Farm offers rates that fit anyone's budget, even my man Handstand.
Thanks again, Jake. Up top.
I'm gonna go work out these fillings.
For surprisingly great rates that fit any budget, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Welcome back to Queen Creek, Arizona. It's Tate Reynolds dropping it off to the tight end. And on the receiving end of that one was Dylan Sims. Dylan Sims, another two-way player for Coach Sherman. 6'5", 210. Here again, Cody Cameron just can't teach the size, but that was size with playmaking ability now.
Throwback tight end screen. Great play call coming out of the quarter. 3rd and long. They had the Highland defense blitzing on the field side there. Kicks him in the boundary. Nice kick-out block and a first down for the Bulldogs.
Reynolds to Sims, gain of 12. Reynolds on the play fake, and his pass on the slant route was nearly intercepted. Crandall had a shot at it out of the secondary. And, boy, again, that was a little bit too hot to handle for either the wide receiver or the defensive back. Looked like it might have gone right through both of them.
Yeah, just a little RPO action there. Tate reading the inside back for Highland. Highland inside backer coming up for that inside zone read. And Tate throws that faster than any quarterback in the state. Just absolutely hums it. Too hot to handle there. 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs.
For Sims, one interesting point for him. He has 3 touchdown receptions. That's tops on this Bulldog team. 4 wide receiver package here for Reynolds, and his pass near boundary is right through the wickets. And again, the velo, impressive as that pass goes right through the hands of Nick Garcia. and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 as the ball is spotted on the 44-yard line of Queen Creek.
And this is what the Highland defense does so well. They almost bait you to the throw. They look like they're playing so far off with you pre-snap. Sometimes they have 5 to 6 players standing 10 yards back. It's all pre-snap movement. They come down and they cover the flats so well, and they bait quarterbacks, especially in downs like this in 3rd and long.
2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left for Tate Reynolds. Out of the gun. Snap is back, looking right. Here comes the pressure, and down goes Reynolds. Bertrand Berry II, welcome back to the lineup for Highland. His first game back after injury, and he gets the quarterback, and he makes an impact with the sack.
Welcome back indeed for the senior edge rusher, the player outside of Cole McCleve. How about having a player like Bertrand Berry on the outside, getting it done on the backside of Tate Reynolds, unblocked, coming boundary side. Big 3rd down sack, the second big 3rd down sack back-to-back for the Hawks defense.
That is a loss of 8, second sack of the year for 0. Bertrand Berry, 4th down situation, another punt, and this punt also is going to be shanked off the leg of the punter. And the ball will go out of bounds. Case Grimmer punted that one for Coach Sherman, and that ball goes out of bounds right into the Highland Hawk bench. And with that, the Hawks will get the football back in a scoreless ball game with 10:41 to go in the second quarter. In fact, they're going to start this drive at midfield, just to the left of the Bulldog logo at the 50-yard line. And the Hawks come out on the field. There's no huddle. They're ready to go. Now Cash Colmar will move over to the other side of the formation on that jet sweep. They run the football, looking for blockers is the wideout. That is Cody Cullimore this time. And Cody Cullimore, who was bottled up towards the center of the field, bounces it outside, takes it to the boundary, and really took nothing and made a positive gain out of that.
Cody Cullimore is easily one of the top 2-way football players in the state of Arizona. But how about having the luxury of adding Cash Cullimore, his cousin, on the outside, stock blocking, hooking a force player, delivering a blow. Riches of Cullimores in the Highland program the last 6 years.
Cullimore just 118 yards before that carry. Rolling out, dropping off a pass over the middle of the field. That was Fisher, and he completed it to the tight end, Ty Smith. Honorable mention a season ago, and now there's an injured player on the field for the Highland Hawks. I don't know if that is Ty Smith or not, but for Queen Creek, picking up the tackle, Jay-Sean Lyles, his second tackle of the game. He's got 40 of those now, Cody.
Yeah, I believe it is Ty Smith out in the field, and it looks like he had one of the old landing on the football right in the stomach and just knocked the wind out of you plays. Hopefully that's exactly what it is. But we haven't gotten to the keys of the game yet. But one of those keys right there, Kevin, for Highland is setting up the play-action pass with junior quarterback Bub Fisher. So when you get a first down play where you're picking up 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 yards on that fly sweep, that play-action pass rollout, Bub Fisher is extremely efficient at it. He carries that play-action fake so well where he hides the football against his chest, carries the play fake out with his hand, rolling out left or right, and they're always having levels. They go levels, intermediate crossing, deep backside post with Toller, and Bub is really accurate on that, and it's a heck of a play call by Brock Farrell.
Kalen Fisher, a Central Michigan offer on the table for the young man. QB1, a junior, 1,379 total yards for Highland. That leads that category. And you get to the three and the keys Cody just alluded to for Highland. It's all about their run defense. They want to win first and second down tonight, and they want to create turnovers as their second key of the game. And they want to be effective run game. They want to be able to set up those play action fakes by Kalen Fisher. That's the three keys in the game for Brock Farrell and the Highland Hawks, and really win at all costs. We talked about it before the ball game. If you're Brock Farrell, yeah, you know that the 6A conference tournament is there waiting for you if things don't work out the way that you have planned and the way that your goals have been set. The open division is still out there for the Highland Hawks. That's what their main goal is. Anything short of that will be disappointing for the Hawk entire program.
When you talk about success and you just talk about a team that has played in 3 consecutive 6A titles, you'd say, man, that's an awesome team. They probably want to get back there. No, they have felt snubbed for at least the last 2 years, and really 3, where they go, hey, we're a top 8 team in the state. And, we deserve a shot in the Open. And critics will say, well, you lost 3 games here. You haven't really won that outstanding game. They did it this year.
Yes, they
did. They
did.
beat the Basha Bears. We're running the table right now in Chandler Unified. So, but they know what they need to do now. Being number 5 in the Open rankings this week, they win, they're in. Statement
victory over Basha. And they're trying to do it again here tonight against Queen Creek on the road. The Hawks have won 3 straight games. They're 6-2. Ty Smith walked off on his own power. Fisher, far sideline, and that pass is complete and breaking a tackle and rumbling towards the goal line for the Highland Hawks. That looked to be, I think that's Doherty. Let's double check that. Hayden Doherty on the receiving end of that one. And for Doherty, he just rumbles about 35 yards to the 1-yard line, and that is where the Highland Hawks will have a first and goal to go on the QC1.
Big-time athleticism, too, after Hayden catches that pass, cuts against the grain, showing the speed, puts Highland in a scoring position here on this one.
Jay Martin, the deep back, Kalen Fisher under center. The turn, the give to Martin, and Martin is going to bang into the end zone and score his 11th touchdown of the season, and the Highland Hawks throw the first haymaker in this heavyweight bout here tonight.
6 foot, 210 pounds, coming right at you. Jay Martin is an absolute tank, especially inside the 10. Rumbles, great blocks on the right side, getting a quick double, everybody blocking down, pushing out the 3-tech, kick out block, touchdown for the Hawks.
And let's give that line a little credit. Nice work on the right side. The right guard is Chuck Shelsey, and then the right tackle, Kingston Critchfield. Those guys paved the way. 6-0, 9:03 to go. Hawks trying to tack on the point after try. Snap back, good hold. The kick is on its way, and the kick is right down Main Street. So with 9:03 to go in the second quarter, Jay Martin begins the scoring here, and it was all set up on the 40-plus yard play to Hayden Doherty, the tight end. Great throw by Kalen Fisher, and for Doherty, with that big body, broke a couple tackles and showed you his athleticism, setting up that goal line run for Martin.
Yep, good field position, too, to start the possession, and Brock Farrell in the Highland offense and Bub Fisher took full advantage of it. You have a bunch of wizards out here for coaches. Brock Farrell's one of the best and most respected high school football coaches in the state of Arizona, offensive guru. And then you have Travis Sherman. Bulldog mentality, absolutely perfect for this whole community, right? Travis Sherman, also one of the most respected football coaches, has a tremendous staff around him. These guys are going to go blow for blow here tonight. They want to run the football. They want to be physical. And it's going to come down to the turnover battle. Who makes the least amount of mistakes and field position? And the team we always talk, special teams. Special teams is going to be so crucial here tonight. Highland takes advantage of it there.
Hudson Schomback will put this one in play, and it's a low kick. And on the return, about a 10-yard return for Queen Creek. After that low bounding kick, it was R.J. Jackson playing in his 9th game here tonight for R.J. This is a sophomore, but a nice return. And for Travis Sherman, his team trailing 7-0. Entry play with that 3-5 record, but they're 1-1 in region play. And for Queen Creek, they are 2-1 here at Monty Nevitt Fieldhouse. Trailing 7-0 inside 9 to play till halftime. And it's Tate Reynolds back on the football field. And I tell you what, I've been impressed with his arm strength. Haven't seen him unleash it just a little bit, but you love that dual threat ability that he brings to the table. Reynolds under center, the turnaround, the handoff, and starting right and then cutting it towards the middle was the tailback. They go right back to Dane Gomez. And Gomez trying to get some momentum going. He'll step off the field for this play. Bertrand Berry steps up with the tackle. For Gomez, 113 yards on just 26 carries before tonight's game. 2nd and 8 on the 37. High snap for Reynolds. They run it to George, and George gets belted at the line of scrimmage. And you got to appreciate the tacklers over there for Highland. One of the guys there was Cole McLeod. Already made a huge play tonight.
And on the tackle, number 7, Cole McLeod.
Drew Smith was also give him an assist, but not much doing on that play for George. 3rd down and 7, possession play. Highland will bring pressure with 4. Reynolds from the pocket, has time, lofts the ball to the boundary, and the ball is caught. Making the catch, that is Noah Garcia. Check that, they're going to say he was out of bounds.
It looked pretty close right there, Kevin. I think he got that right foot down. We had a pretty good view of it, and that was a great pitch and catch because Tate Reynolds had to float that over the second level and not float it too deep for the free safety rolling over the top. We're going to get a shot of it. And that's tough. It's on the other side. We don't really get his foot down there. It's a tough call on
Great
3rd down.
catch by Nick Garcia. Here's Crandall from his own 30 to the 35. Slips out of the tackle, looking for blockers. Still on his feet, and he's going to go down. Crandall on the return. One guy defensively there for special teams. That was Case Grimmer. Also for Queen Creek, Tate Curtis. They got a couple of Tates on the Bulldogs here. You can see the play here again.
Well, I want you to watch Teo, big 5-0. The Boise State offensive line commit just pushes one of the lead blockers right in to the returner, Crandall, and pretty much helping the tackle there. Great job by Big Teo.
QB1, Kalen Bub Fisher back to work from the 33-yard line. Jay Martin in the secondary, and Jay Martin is going to pick up 14 yards on that play before he's brought down, and that was an impressive run. Jay Martin starting to get going here a little bit.
Yep, and Highland's going to move the tempo up here just a bit. It's a young offensive lineman that came into the game, experienced now with 8 games under center. But one of their center, 3-year starter, Gunnar Riggs, tremendous job of getting to the second level there.
From the 47-yard line, back to the ground game here for Highland, and running the football for the first time tonight was Elijah Denson. Denson, a 5'11", 185-pounder. For Denson, he's a senior.
For the Bulldogs, number 15, Jayshawn Lyles.
And Jayshawn Lyles once again makes his 3rd tackle of the first half on the stop.
And we've been talking about the 1-2 punch combo at running back for the Bulldogs. This is Highland's burner. Elijah Denson came in just this summer, transferring in out of state. And Brock Farrell said he's done a much better job the last couple of weeks of running between the tackles, which is a Hawks running back you have to do in this offense. So we'll see Denson a couple times here tonight.
It's a must. 2nd and 6 from the 49-yard line. Clean pocket for Fisher. His pass is caught over the middle. That ball is going to go to the end zone. That'll be a touchdown. A 51-yard touchdown reception for the Highland Hawks wideout, Catcher Taylor. And you're not going to catch him on that particular play. In fact, for Taylor, had an 80-yarder last week on a bubble screen. So Catcher Taylor has gone big play in back-to-back weeks for the Highland Hawks.
How about the absolute laser from Bub Fisher here? Clean pocket, steps up, delivers an absolute strike to his receivers. He threw that ball on an absolute rope, and I think it not confused the Queen Creek secondary. I think the inside backer floating up on him thought he was going to get a hand at it. Hits the receiver, Catcher Taylor, right in the chest. That is a heck of a pitch and catch from the junior quarterback, Kalen Fisher.
For Kalen Fisher, he evens up the books with 11 touchdown passes to his 11 picks. And that'll be a point after try. Snap back, good hold. The kick is on its way, and the kick is good. Hudson Schombacher converts that point after try out of the hold of Henry Coward. And with 6:18 to go in the second quarter, our new score, Highland 14, Queen Creek 0. And it's the Hawks now starting to find their way here with that offensive rhythm. Highland has outscored the opponent 247 to 169 through 8 games. Highland's offense averaging just under 31 points a ball game while surrendering 21. So Highland likes to run the rock and control the clock, but they have an athlete at quarterback that can make the plays down the field as well.
Well, I think the word you used perfectly describes this football game so far. The Hawks have found their rhythm. You know, where Queen Creek, they had a great drive, but unfortunately they started that drive at about the 5-yard line, moved the sticks 2 or 3 times, and then had to come away with a punt. But right now, Highland, in terms of the field position, converting on third down, being in a second or third manageable, that really opens up the playbook. It's all Hawks right now here in the first half.
Yeah, and going back to that, you made a good point, Cody. What a throw by Kalen Fisher, on point, and it was on target, as we mentioned, but the speed, the breakaway speed, was impressive for catcher Taylor. Again, another funky kick for Coach Farrell. He'll just continue to pooch it. They don't want to allow any big plays over the top or any on the return game, and they'll just trust their defense with a 14-0 lead for Brock Farrell and the Highland Hawks. This game is right where they want it to be, and for Coach Sherman, perhaps he's going to have to unleash Tate Reynolds a little bit, start throwing the ball down the field.
And that's exactly what Highland's defense baits you into doing, though.
Right.
Just with a lot of the pre-snap movement they do, they bait you to take those shots because their safeties do a great job of playing over the top.
From the 34-yard line, Reynolds going to hand it off to George, and George is going to get through the line of scrimmage and then power his way to the 40-yard line, maybe the 41, and that'll be a very impressive run by Mr. George, and for the Bulldogs, they need more of that.
And that's I love that first down play call because exactly right there. Still stick to your game plan. It's the first half. You're down by 2 scores. A lot of teams right now, when they're down 2 scores to Highland, they throw their playbook away and go, hey, we got to take all these shots and go do all this. Stick to what makes you Queen Creek football, run the rock.
And you'll take the time as well. George again, and he's hammered at the line of scrimmage. One guy delivering the blow was Cash Cullimore right there. You know when you're a ball carrier and you look up and you see Cash Cullimore there, you know that your time on your legs is limited.
Easily one of the best inside linebackers in the state of Arizona. Fast, physical, gap shooter, pad level, all the attributes you look for an inside linebacker. That is the senior Cash Cullimore. 74 tackles, 13.5 tackles for loss so far this season.
How about 2 tackles tonight? Give him 76. Reynolds lost one far sideline. Nobody's home. He wanted Garcia again. That's Nick Garcia. And for whatever it's worth, our camera crew has caught some amazing shots on the sideline throughout the campaign. And earlier in this game, it looked like there was a ball that was caught on the far sideline. And that ball by Garcia looked like it was a tough view from our vantage point, but from our perch here in the booth, it looked like it was a clean play, and the catch was good. However, it was ruled out of bounds.
Yeah, they wanted to actually go flank arrow tight end there off the play action rollout, but junior middle linebacker Max Wood did a great job of picking that up and caused Reynolds to just throw the ball away.
4th down and 1. Lucas George is the up back, and Reynolds is going to pump this one away. And it's a end over end punt. It'll be angled out around the 22-yard line. And that is where the Highland Hawks get the football back. So right now, the Hawks defense pitching the shutout. And for Tate Reynolds and the offense, they are unable to get any kind of mojo going at all.
Highland's defense is cooking right now. They are not even bend, don't break. They just keep everything in front of you. Everything in front. Their players understand their role so well. They're so well coached. Both these teams are so well coached, but they're just disciplined. They don't get out of where they're supposed to be in position, and they make plays happen.
Kalen Fisher will begin this drive from his own 25-yard line. Shotgun snap, whips a pass to the far side. The ball's intercepted. It's picked off, and taking the football in the end zone on a pick 6 is Jet Berry. And the Bulldogs are back in this football game on one play. It was a takeaway, and it was a pick 6 for Jet Berry.
Fireworks from the sophomore defensive back, reading that the entire way. T-step and driving on the deep out route. Bub Fisher threw that from the opposite hash. And the sophomore defensive back, Jed Berry, reading that the entire way. A tip drill right to himself. Goes down the right sideline and takes it to the house for a pick 6.
How about that? Catcher Taylor was the one that was trying to catch up to Jet Berry as he hit the turbo button. Once he corralled the football in, unofficially, we'll call it 28 yards. The point after try is up, and it is true. So the point after try by the Bulldogs is good. Converting the kick was my man Talent Tinsley. And there are all kinds of pyrotechnics here. You can hear the fireworks in the background. It's senior night, and there's also military appreciation night here in Queen Creek.
Queen Creek.
We're in Queen Creek.
Money. You kind of felt like the Bulldogs needed to make a big play, right? Something had to happen.
They did.
Highland goes up 21-0 in the first half. There's not too many teams in the state, if any teams in the state, that are coming off the deficit just the way they play defense so efficiently. Huge play from the sophomore defensive back, Jet Berry, getting it done.
That's the 9th interception of the season for Queen Creek. It's their 11th takeaway. But for Kalen Fisher, he's running into a little bit of a challenge now. Unofficially, I believe that's the 5th pick six that he has thrown this year. In fact, 4 of those came in one game earlier in the year. And now for Fisher, he's back to 11-11. Here's Toller. Toller looking for a blocker. Gets one. Tries to turn the corner. He does. And here come a couple of flags. Nice defensive play by Queen Creek. How about Tate Curtis on special teams coming downhill to stop the speedy Greg Toller?
Well, I love the question you asked Coach Sherman pregame. You said, hey, how many players do you have go both ways? And he said, hey, we're old school football. We don't have a 60, 70, 80 player roster. We just have a bunch of football players. They're going to play everywhere. All those names you just listed are starters. They're going out there. They're hungry. They're trying to make plays. They're also going to get a Highland on a block of the back here. And so the Hawks will start most likely inside their own 15. Great play by the Bulldogs. Tate Curtis running down, making the tackle.
But Cody, you got to go back to the pick, right? That's just a tough throw. You credit the defense. You credit Jet Berry for making a play. But if you're Kalen Fisher in that situation, you can't make that throw.
No, it's just a tough overthrow. It's one of the hardest throws for any quarterback at any level to make when you're on the opposite hash going on that deep out, because it's a long timing. I will say Bub Fisher has the arm strength to make that throw. That's what makes him a Division I level prospect in the junior class. It's just a tough throw, and Jet Berry capitalized on the missed throw.
Fisher from his own 10, handoff up the middle, bouncing it to the outside, and you go back to Jay Martin. And when Eli Kirby went down in that Basha game back on week 3, based on when your season started. But when Eli Kirby went down, Jay Martin had to step up and inherit a larger role. And, boy, has he answered the challenge.
To me, one of the most impressive players this year in the state of Arizona. It's a huge role, especially in that offense. And Jay Martin has come guns blazing now with 11 touchdown runs so far in this season. And like I said, he's an absolute tank to try to bring down.
2nd and 5 gets the call here again. Next little jump cut, and he'll bounce it outside again, and he'll just run right into the defensive back, the before-mentioned Jet Berry. And Jet Berry comes up with a tackle on Jay Martin. And right now, Jet Berry is involved in everything defensively here for Queen Creek.
Yeah, how about the double jump cut? Double jump cut there from Jay Martin in a region with running back play with Isaiah Savoy from Red Mountain and Dylan Lee, an Iowa State commit from Williamsfield. Jay Martin is solidifying his name as one of the best in the state.
Fisher under center, hands the ball off to Martin, and he's running left again behind the left guard this time. Nice work on the interior of the line for the Highland Hawks. Those guys get after it. One of the stronger parts of their team is that offensive line.
By number 4, Jay Martin. And on the tackle for the Bulldogs, number 35, R.J. Jackson.
R.J. Jackson over there to make the stop after Martin picks up 6. Play fake for Martin. And his pass is thrown over the middle. Catcher Taylor makes the catch on a beautifully thrown ball by Kalen Fisher. That time he threw it right at the knees for Taylor, and he was able to make the reception, and here's the change.
And this is where the run sets up the play action pass, and this is where Bub Fisher is very good. The RPO game, inside backers are flying up to stop that inside run from Jay Martin, and Bub Fisher puts it right in the window with an absolute dart.
Darian Katner with the tackle, and that pass is complete, and making a man miss. It looked as though it was Catcher Taylor. And Catcher Taylor had that big touchdown reception earlier here tonight. And he's got 3 catches here in this first half, this Catcher Taylor. I'm not kidding when I say his name is Catcher Taylor, spelled K-A-T-C-H-E-R, Catcher Taylor. This is going to be Denson. And how about a nice little start and stop move by Elijah Denson before he runs into the linebacking play of Tate Pierce. And Tate Pierce took Denson down to the turf.
Last play, ball was carried by number 23, Elijah Denson. And on
So
a tackle,
timeout
number
taken
5,
on the
Tate
field.
Pierce.
And this allows us an opportunity to mention our sponsor, Trey Clarkson State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance needs, contact Trey Clarkson State Farm Insurance.
Big Ten Cotton Gin and the Everhart Husband-Wife team of Home Smart Real Estate.
Whether it be home, life, auto, boat, motorcycle, or any type of insurance, contact Trey Clarkson State Farm Insurance at 623-432-1700. Cody, you and I were talking last week during the ball game, and I asked you if you have life insurance, and you're a young man, less than 30 years old, and you already have the idea and that wherewithal that you need life insurance, whether it's for you, whether it's for your new family, or just the fact that you get yourself covered for your mom and dad. It's just a smart thing to have, and it's a great business investment.
Easiest investment that I understood. Quick meeting with the life insurance agent, Money. Appreciate Trey Clarkson because we got to do this all season, man. Call high school football in the great state of Arizona.
For Fisher, under center, 3rd down and 2 from the Bulldog 49-yard line. And Fisher is going to break a tackle. He's still on his feet. And finally the Bulldogs wrestle him down. But Jay Martin would not go down. So the fans to our right very excited for the Bulldog defense. That's a huge stop as they deny Martin on 4th down and 1. And that'll be a tackle for a loss. Great work by the Bulldogs.
Yep, that's Darian Katner. Katner making the play in the backfield, but it was a whole brigade of Bulldog play. Shows you the power from Jay Martin, all 200 pounds of him.
One other note for Katner, Cody, 4 interceptions on the team for Travis Sherman's group. That leads that category. We mentioned the 8 picks before that last pick by Jet Berry with the pick 6. 14-7 is our score. And with 1:59 to go, Coach Farrell talking things over. You got to figure that they're going to punt the ball away here, wouldn't you think?
Well, here's the tough thing. So Queen Creek gets ball at half. Highland was on, that was their 8th play of that drive. They're going to push the offense back out here because Queen Creek with 1 timeout, it's decision time. You know, do they call a pre-snap timeout? They use that last timeout to try to see what they get with the formation-wise, or they just let their defense play. This is a huge play in this first half here, Kevin.
Greg Toller Jr. lines up to the near side. Providing coverage across from him is Jet Berry. It'll be Kalen Fisher under center. And for Fisher right now, with 10 seconds on the play clock, now Highland will take a timeout. So, Cody, perhaps they were trying to use the hard count and get Queen Creek to jump, but a very disciplined Travis Sherman defense out there wouldn't bite. And now it's decision time for Brock Farrell.
About the 5th time I've used this phrase, well-coached team. Well-coached team. And we got 2 of them out here, really well-coached, not jumping, and not only on the hard count, but all the formation shifts, the pre-snap movement, staying home. Highland burns a timeout, most likely bringing out their punt unit now, and that shows you how big of a play that is for Queen Creek. Because like I said, they got 2 minutes, a timeout to go down and score, get any type of points on the board, and they get ball to start the second half. Could be looking at a potential, 7 to 14 point swing here.
Brock Farrell now in his 7th year on the sidelines for Highland Hawk football. All he's done is win 62 and lose 23. Back-to-back state championships in the 6A conference. Been to 3 consecutive finals in the 6A conference. And this year, all they want is a crack at the top 8 in the open division. That's all they're looking for this Christmas, is that one opportunity. Back deep for Queen Creek is Nick Garcia. Punt formation for Highland, and it is Schombacher with a beautiful punt, an absolute gorgeous punt, and it takes a magnificent bounce, and where they mark the football, it's all about the spot, and we're waiting for the back judge to indicate. And we have not seen him say that ball went in the end zone. That ball is going to be marked out inside the 20-yard line. In fact, inside the 5 at the 2. What a punt for Hudson Schombacher.
Are my eyes deceiving me? That ball looked like when he touched it, he rolled himself into the end zone with the football. And if the person who touches the rock, that's what they're going to talk about right here. The person who touches the rock, he goes in the end zone, Kev. That should be a touchback. Ball, and that is what they're doing. That ball should be a touchback. That is a heck of a punt. Great try to cuff him down. Yeah, that ball should 100% be at the 20. I know football a little bit. Just a tad bit. Just a right tad bit. And that's what Coach Sherman was yelling. Coach Sherman ran all the way down there, and he was screaming that, and he's exactly right as well.
And it should be noted, all I was reacting to were the guys that are in charge of this game. That was the officiating crew. And the officiating crew had marked the ball down at the 2, which made that way more dramatic and a lot more exciting on the Hudson Schombacher punt. And it was a gorgeous punt.
Heck of a punt. It was really beautiful.
Tight spiral.
Tight spiral, yep.
A lot of hang time. And it was just about that coffin corner variety. Instead, it's a touchback, and Tate Reynolds back on the field with his defense getting the touchdown for him. It's 14-7. Reynolds to the air. His pass thrown to the outside, and he's got a completion. Making the catch for the Bulldogs is Case Grimmer, a wide receiver. For Grimmer, 11 catches, 226 yards, with an average of 20.5 per reception. He's been big play, gain of 6. Reynolds will hand it off, and the ball carrier gets stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing at all for Lucas George. He was absolutely stoned at the point of contact, and I saw a couple guys different there. One of those guys was Rhett Yetter, but I also saw Cash Cullimore as well. Loss of 1, 3rd and 5. Reynolds takes a shotgun snap. His pass is complete. Making the catch. That's the tight end, Dylan Sims. And for Dylan Sims, his second reception of the game, and it looks like that one's good for a first down.
That's a great job by Sims. Running that quick out route, past the sticks, getting the first down. Pretty excited to watch Tate Reynolds here in the 2-minute drill.
Reynolds has completed 53% of his passes on the season, and that ball is lofted right towards us. It will go out of bounds. He's trying to hit Quentin Miles. For Quentin Miles, 21 reception, 280 yards. All these Bulldog wideouts have big averages catching the football, and for the wide receiver, the average at 13.3 for Quentin Miles. Instead, it's an incomplete pass. Clock stops, 49.8 to go to the intermission. 14-7, Highland has the lead. Ball spotted on the Bulldog 31-yard line. Shotgun snap with plenty of time. Deep ball over the middle field. The ball's caught on the tight end. Once again, outstanding catch by Dylan Sims. Unofficially a gain of 51 yards. That was Tate Reynolds to Dylan Sims. Big play once again. 1st and 10. Bulldogs from the 20-yard line of Highland. And before Reynolds can snap the rock, we're going to get a timeout taken on the field. There are some flags on the field as well. And now it'll be an illegal substitution against the Highland Hawks. So this fan base and the crowd here is starting to come to life.
And Highland trying to substitute there because both edge rushers pretty excited. Oh.
And the clock was rolling, so they're going to have to put some more time on the clock, and that'll certainly be exciting for the fan base over here in Queen Creek, Arizona.
Going back to that last play, too, both edge rushers, Bertrand Berry and Cole McCleve, going in. Tremendous block by the left tackle for Queen Creek. Landon Hendricks, 6'4", 275, the junior tackle with a tremendous block on Berry, and it allowed Tate Reynolds time to step into the pocket and deliver an absolute strike to Sims.
Unofficially, a 54-yard reception to Dylan Sims. Reynolds is going to take off and run. He's at the 15, tries to sidestep a tackler. He'll take it close to the 10, and that's where he'll be taken down to the turf by the Highland Hawks. It looked as though that Cooper Kamak, the outside linebacker, over there to make the stop. How about Kamak wearing 89, 6'1", 205, yet another junior on this Highland Hawk football team.
Yeah, I've done this long enough now, my 6th year of covering Arizona high school football, where I've seen Highland have 17 Collimores, about 5 Kamaks, the Crandall family. That's a huge family in Highland. So we're seeing all the 2nd and 3rd brothers from this Hawks team, and it's really cool to watch all these football players just grow and become impact players for these teams. going back to the football game, Queen Creek here, they just burned their last time out. Highland's going to do a great job of taking away the sideline corner routes. So you corner, you comebacks, your quick outs. Naturally with their defense, 3-3-5, and all their rotating safeties, they covered that well. Some middle of the field holes, and when you have Sims, stick and nod, maybe an inside seam. That's what I'm looking for. You can take some shots in the end zone here, especially with Reynolds' arm. But anything that is tackled inbounds, got to get on the ball, and you got to spike it.
But if you're Travis Sherman, you got to come away with points here on this drive. 2nd and 2 from the 12. Reynolds out of the gun. To his right is George on a play fake. Reynolds to the end zone. Fade to the corner. The ball's caught. And the ball is caught out of bounds. Dylan Sims once again was the primary target. And go back to Sims. His body, look at that frame right there, 6'5", 210. He's been running free in the secondary, and he's made some big plays here for Tate Reynolds in this offense.
Yeah, great shot with their camera crew there, and it was a lot closer than I actually thought. Good job by the Highland defensive back is pushing him out of bounds as Sims goes up and catches that pass at its highest point. Great pass by Reynolds. If you're going to miss, you're missing deep and outside. Nice pitch and catch, just a foot or two out of bounds.
Sims again, 12 for 179 and 3 touchdowns before tonight's play. And you're right, that throw was outstanding. Reynolds takes the snap. He's going to stop, reverses field, and now he's just going to go down. He gets sacked on the play. Bertrand Berry was there. Again, no timeouts here for Queen Creek. And now they're going to have to clock it 5 seconds. And
they can't clock it. It's 4th down. They clocked it on 4th down.
Well, that just
That's
cost
brutal.
them.
Yeah.
We literally just said if you're Travis Sherman, you've got to come away with points on this drive. And a little mismanagement there with the clock, unfortunately. And on 4th down is when Tate Reynolds elected to clock it. You saw some guys start to bolt onto the field, maybe special teams guys, but they were obviously whistled off, and that was just a complete malfunction from the Bulldog sidelines.
Yeah, absolutely brutal, because I was going to say on 3rd down there, you can't take a sack. Whatever you do, cannot take a sack, have to throw the ball away, cannot run the rock, and just a tough situation.
And so Kalen Fisher will take the snap, and that'll be the final play of our first half here in Queen Creek, Arizona. Some of the fans here for the Bulldogs a little bit uneasy, but it was a impressive first half. 2 very talented football teams. East Valley Region football, you wouldn't expect anything other than this. Just 2 teams exchanging blows from one another.
And clean game, fast pace. 2 teams that play bully football. You know, it's exactly what we're going to get out here. And it's going to come away with the team who makes the least amount of mistakes. That could be a costly mistake for the Bulldogs moving forward.
That would be one you want to take a look, the play and the sequence just before halftime. How does Queen Creek pull through here? And if you're Brock Farrell on the other side of the coin, you got to be thanking your lucky stars for just a moment that it's still a 1-touchdown ball game. It could very well easily be tied, and we both know what's at stake. We've talked about it at length here in the first half. Everything is on the line for Highland. Everything is on the line for Queen Creek, and that's why the next 24 minutes here in the second half are going to be fantastic.
And credit the Hawks defense. They haven't given up a point tonight. The only point is coming off a pick 6 by the sophomore Jet Berry, and right there, that's why I said they keep everything in front of them. They kept Tate Reynolds in front of them, sacked him on 3rd down again. Queen Creek didn't come away with points.
It's halftime from Monty Nevitt Fieldhouse on the campus of Queen Creek High School here in Gilbert, Arizona. I'm Kevin Derryberry. He's Cody Cameron. It's time to pay a couple of bills. You're watching Thursday Night Football on the Zone 48 Broadcast Network, presented by Trey Clarkson State Farm Insurance.
Jake from State Farm. I really want that personal price plan, so I'll admit it. I'm a bath bomb guy.
Dude, you do not need to get that personal. The State Farm Personal Price Plan simply helps you create an affordable price just for you.
For real?
Who's ready for their jazz bath? No?
Who is that guy?
Jazz bath? Call or click to get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Jake from State Farm. I really want that personal price plan, so I'll admit it. I'm a bath bomb guy.
Dude, you do not need to get that personal. The State Farm Personal Price Plan simply helps you create an affordable price just for you.
For real?
Who's ready for their jazz bath? No?
Who is that guy?
Jazz bath?
Call or click to get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The world is changing. How business gets done is changing. Energy, success, even the face of entrepreneurship is changing. See how we're changing at bankofthewest.com/change. Bank of the West, the bank for a changing world.
With any deposit checking at Bank of the West, you can make any deposit, anywhere, in any amount per statement. And we'll waive your monthly service charge. Any deposit checking from Bank of the West.
Out here it comes, we can have a little fun, like a thief out on the run, going fast and now. It's 2084, we breaking down the doors, and we won't stop till we're at the top floor. Hearts in the morning, come on.
to Grand Canyon University, located here in the sun-soaked city of Phoenix, Arizona, one of the largest and fastest growing universities in this country, while leading a movement of service and leadership with purpose.
If I line up 10 kids today and say, why'd you choose Grand Canyon? 9 out of 10 will say it's the strength of the community.
I wanted to attend affordable Christian university and a place I could truly thrive.
GCU, they opened the door for me when nobody else would.
GCU truly cares about students and alumni and wants to see us change the world.
Grand Canyon University is a champion of inclusion, community, and equal opportunity for all.
This is the College Tour.
Streaming now on Amazon Prime.
Care Urgent Care is proud to be the preferred healthcare partner of the AIA. With over 40 clinics in Arizona and more than 135 locations nationwide, we are here for you with quality healthcare you can trust when you need it most. Our sports physicals, on-site labs, and x-rays will save your family time and money. And some of our clinics are open until midnight, 7 days a week. You can even check in online at urgentcareradio.com using our Wahoo service. It stands for Wait at Home or Office. Call us at 1-800-URGENT.
Box combo, please.
At Raising Cane's, we do one thing, and we do it better than anyone else. So why not let our food do the talking?
Love in the window.
Raising Cane's, only the best chicken finger meals. One love.
You know the best thing about Raising Cane's? Well, we have fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers. We also have extra long crinkle-cut fries. Then there's our crisp coleslaw and Texas toast. And, of course, you can't forget about our totally craveable cane sauce. But while all those things are definitely tasty, the best thing about Raising Cane's is simple. We don't make it until you're ready to eat it. Raising Cane's, one love.
Find a location near you by visiting raisingcanes.com.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
This is the letter I've been telling you about. This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. What I'm about to say is important. Never let them call you the next Tom Brady. When they compare you to the GOATs, tune it out. When they say you're a 6th round draft pick, store it away. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who goes all in, all out, and has the crazy confidence to know that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to become. This letter's for that you, the one no one will see coming. Sincerely, Tom.
What about your dreams, man?
Best thing about Raising Cane's? Well, we have fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers. We also have extra long crinkle-cut fries. Then there's our crisp coleslaw and Texas toast. And, of course, you can't forget about our totally craveable cane sauce. But while all those things are definitely tasty, the best thing about Raising Cane's is simple. We don't make it until you're ready to eat it. Raising Cane's, one love.
Find a location near you by visiting raisingcanes.com.
Jake from State Farm. I really want that personal price plan, so I'll admit it. I'm a bath bomb guy.
Dude, you do not need to get that personal. The State Farm Personal Price Plan simply helps you create an affordable price just for you.
For real?
Who's ready for their jazz bath? No?
Who is that guy?
Jazz bath? Call or click to get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Jake from State Farm. I really want that personal price plan, so I'll admit it. I'm a bath bomb guy.
Dude, you do not need to get that personal. The State Farm Personal Price Plan simply helps you create an affordable price just for you.
For real?
Who's ready for their jazz bath? No?
Who is that guy?
Jazz bath? Call or click to get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The world is changing. How business gets done is changing. Energy, success, even the face of entrepreneurship is changing. See how we're changing at bankofthewest.com/change. Bank of the West, the bank for a changing world.
With any deposit checking at Bank of the West, you can make any deposit, anywhere, in any amount per statement. And we'll waive your monthly service charge. Any deposit checking from Bank of the West.
Out here it comes, we can have a little fun, like a thief out on the run, going faster now. It's 2084, we breaking down the doors, and we won't stop till we're at the top floor. Hearts in the morning, come on.
to Grand Canyon University, located here in the sun-soaked city of Phoenix, Arizona, one of the largest and fastest growing universities in this country, while leading a movement of service and leadership with purpose.
If I line up 10 kids today and say, why'd you choose Grand Canyon? 9 out of 10 will say it's the strength of the community.
I wanted to attend affordable Christian university in a place I could truly thrive.
GCU, they opened the door for me when nobody else would.
GCU truly cares about students and alumni and wants to see us change the world.
Grand Canyon University is a champion of inclusion, community, and equal opportunity for all.
This is the College Tour.
Streaming now on Amazon Prime.
Care Urgent Care is proud to be the preferred healthcare partner of the AIA. With over 40 clinics in Arizona and more than 135 locations nationwide, we are here for you with quality healthcare you can trust when you need it most. Our sports physicals, on-site labs, and x-rays will save your family time and money. And some of our clinics are open until midnight, 7 days a week. You can even check in online at urgentcareradio.com using our Wahoo service. It stands for Wait at Home or Office. Call us at 1-800-URGENT.
Box combo, please.
At Raising Cane's, we do one thing, and we do it better than anyone else. So why not let our food do the talking?
Love in the window.
Raising Cane's, only the best chicken finger meals. One love.
You know the best thing about Raising Cane's? Well, we have fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers. We also have extra long crinkle-cut fries. Then there's our crisp coleslaw and Texas toast. And, of course, you can't forget about our totally craveable cane sauce. But while all those things are definitely tasty, the best thing about Raising Cane's is simple. We don't make it until you're ready to eat it. Raising Cane's, one love.
Find a location near you by visiting raisingcanes.com.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
This is the letter I've been telling you about.
This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. What I'm about to say is important. Never let them call you the next Tom Brady. When they compare you to the GOATs, tune it out. When they say you're a 6th round draft pick, store it away. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who goes all in, all out, and has the crazy confidence to know that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to become. This letter's for that you, the one no one will see coming. Sincerely, Tom.
What about your dreams, man?
You know, 25 seconds, ball around the 12. You take 2 shots into the end zone, and you kick a field goal if you don't get anything from there. Second down, we talked about it at halftime. Love it. You know, they go post-wheel concept, and they throw it up to Sims, their big body tight end, who can utilize his frame. Reynolds with a great ball, too, because if you're going to miss, you're missing deep outside of the end zone.
And the only one that's going to catch that ball is Sims.
And he did catch it. He's just a couple feet out of bounds.
Great
so you go into third down. Once again, if you don't see anything, you just got to throw it away. We're talking about high school football players, a sophomore quarterback in Tate Reynolds, a situation where I am sure Queen Creek practices it. Either he didn't know they didn't have any more timeouts because he scrambles and takes a sack, and then you're in that weird, 12 seconds where do we have enough time to run out the field goal unit? No, we do not, because Queen Creek tried that, got everybody out there telling Tate, go run a play. Tate clocks it instead. The killer of it is the points, because no matter what, you'd get 3. You're in a position with your kicker, you have the field goal opportunity, try to put 3 points on the board, and you're getting the ball at half. Here, none of that happening. Heck of a play by Highland's defense. Terrible for the Bulldogs.
Let's be honest, hindsight's 20/20, right? But now if you go back to that 4th one, as time's starting to expire, looking back on it, I think for Tate Reynolds, maybe you fake the clock, but I think you take a shot towards the end zone. Maybe you get a penalty, maybe you can run it in, but at least make an offensive play, at least attempt a shot towards the end zone. And in this case, they clock it, which means they're done.
It's over.
Right?
Yeah, turnover on downs, and you're 100% correct. No matter what, if you don't have enough time to run out your field goal unit, you're taking the shot in the end zone no matter what. It's the last play of the half, and give a 50-50 ball to one of your offensive players. Defensively for Highland, phenomenal. I mean, to me, they've really executed everything they want to do. Game plan. They're making Queen Creek, even though it's not a one-dimensional team. Tate Reynolds can absolutely sling it. They're putting him in positions where he has to use his arm. And a couple of those plays, especially, I love that 2-minute drill because he did use it. It kind of puts a quarterback and an athlete like that as we're getting some of the plays here where he's going deep to Sims to find a rhythm. You kept using that phrase in the first half. I think it was perfect. Getting these quarterbacks into rhythm throws and second and manageables. I really like that 2-minute drill because it was going to get Reynolds in there. But outside of that, the Highland defense has stoned Queen Creek here tonight.
As you can see, the pick six that was performed by Jet Berry. Now you look back at that throw by Kalen Fisher, it did just sail, and it just got away from the wide receiver. In this case, it was catcher Taylor. I want to go back to the tight ends real quick. Dylan Sims, you just saw a big play, a 50-plus yard gain for Dylan Sims. And then on the other side of the ball, Hayden Doherty's been outstanding for the Highland Hawks.
Yeah, big time. And it's just offenses that run the rock so efficiently like both these two teams. Everybody wants to have 3 or 4 receivers that can make plays. Tight end's kind of a lost position now in high school football. Not with these two programs. When you run play action pass efficiently, when you set up the run, tight end is a huge playmaker in your offense.
Some people might argue with it, Cody, but there's a lot of people that believe there's no tight ends in the National Football League either, excluding Travis Kelsey and Mark Andrews. And I don't know, how about Dalton Kincaid for those of you who like the Buffalo Bills? It's 14-7 our score here, and it'll be Hudson Schomback to put this one in play, and it's a low kick right on the ground, a little worm burner, and there is whistles blown, no return for Darian Katner, and it'll be the Bulldogs football trailing by 7 points, and they get the rock first here. Tate Reynolds, pretty interesting first half for him. Made some throws down the field, made some good throws, but nothing in the end zone. It was the pick six that allowed Queen Creek to get their 7. So it's the offense's time to make a play here.
And you erased that last possession of the first half by putting points on the board right here.
Yes.
Bulldogs need some points.
From the 35-yard line. And running the football is George. That is Lucas George. An impressive 9.0 average for Lucas George. 2 games over the century mark for Lucas. And he begins half number 2 with a 5-yard run. Ball's now spotted on the 40-yard line in between the hash marks. Reynolds works out of the gun. In motion is George. They pitch it to him. George looking for blocker, has one. And George has got the first down. Lucas George, a 7-yard carry. Ball comes out. And now it's all about the whistles. And who's got the football? So on the return, it was a fumble. And it looked as though I had Cody Cullimore on the return, Cody.
Yeah, we're going to see the ball squirt out here. Just a little pass, jet sweep. Let's see the ball out. And it looks like it got stripped really late there. We're going to get another look here. Multiple camera angles. He catches that little toss, pitch flip. And the inside backer scraping over the top. Yeah, it is. Cullimore just rips it right out. Cullimore, coming from the safety, one of the best football players in the state of Arizona, Cody Cullimore ripping it out and recovering the fumble for the Hawks.
Cody is just cash money. For real. All right. Fisher to the end, all kinds of time. Deep ball, end zone shot. Toller's there. The ball's caught in the back of the end zone for a Highland Hawk touchdown. It's Greg Toller Jr., and for Toller Jr., he took a shot as he ran into the base of the goalpost, and the goalpost is still moving around. And let's just hope the guy that Greg Toller Jr. is okay, because he went full throttle into the base of the goalpost.
All day to throw for Bub Fisher, and drops an absolute dime into the hands of Greg Toller. I hope he's okay too, because he went full speed ahead into the back of the uprights. Great pitch and catch. Kalen Fisher's second touchdown pass of this contest. A player that we were talking about at half. We said, hey, Greg Toller, one of the most electrifying football players in 6A. We only called his name once on a quick bubble screen. Gets behind the Bulldogs secondary. And a great start to the second half for the Highland Hawks.
Now Greg Toller Jr. is on his back, and he's just writhing in some discomfort. And for Kalen Fisher, Bub, as Cody pointed out, threw an absolute P And he dropped that one in the breadbasket. Just a gorgeous throw by Kalen Fisher. And for Kalen, second touchdown pass. He now has 12 of those. And he's back up to even with the interceptions again. But for Kalen Fisher, he gets to even up the books.
Yeah, great play call, too, by Brock Farrell. Just you field position already there, ball at the 35, and they go max protection on the play action pass. 3-man route there, all levels once again. Greg Toller on that backside post, going for 6. Could not ask for a better start for Highland here in the second half.
Greg Toller Jr. with the catch. That was a touchdown reception, and that was his 5th touchdown reception of the year. So this will be a point after try for the Hawks. Hudson Schomback back for the point after try. Snap back, good hold, and the kick is absolutely right down the middle. Gorgeous kick for Hudson Schomback. Point after try is good. 11:16 to go in this third quarter. Our new score, the Highland Hawks 21 and the Queen Creek Bulldogs 7. And for Kalen Fisher, 40-plus yard strike back of the end zone, Greg Toller Jr. And we did see Greg Toller Jr. walk off the field under his own power. Looked like maybe, I'm not sure if he knew what area code he was in, Cody, but it's a good sign that he was able to walk off the field under his own power.
Yeah, hopefully we get to see him more in the second half because he truly is one of the most electrifying receivers. He added weight, especially into just naturally into his frame growing, but hit the weight room really hard. He is phenomenal out of his breaks. He's a really special talent in that 2025 class, not only for Highland, but the entire state of Arizona. Cannot ask for a worse start for Queen Creek. And I said, you forget about that last possession of the first half. If you could go down here and score, nice first play, second play, picks up the sticks. And there's players like Cody Colomore, do-it-all football players for the Highland Hawks, stripping that and the recovery, making big plays. Highland scores the next play. That is a reverse 14-point swing for the Bulldogs.
It went the other direction. And for Cody Colomore, all he's doing is Cody Colomore type things. That's what he does. He makes plays. Ball's pooch, far side. On the return for Queen Creek with some speed down the sideline. And that was Etienne E.T. Gagnon. And for E.T., a nice return, but taken out after a couple yards. We'll give him about 12 on the return, and Highland Hawks defense come back on the field. And if you're Travis Sherman, knowing what you have at stake here at tonight's game, down by 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points, and you've got a 20-year consecutive playoff streak on the line. Do you change the game plan, or as you mentioned late in that second quarter, stick to what you do, run the football, and then work from there? Reynolds, ground game. They go back to the tailback, Lucas George, who put it on the carpet his last time he touched the football, and we're going to give all that credit to Cody Colomore for the strip. But you can't give away the football on your home turf here in a must-win game.
My answer to your question, the previous play, before I got really interrupted by the halfback dive there from the Bulldogs, was absolutely continue to run the rock, because against this Highland defense, a 2nd and 6, a 2nd and 5 is a whole lot better than a 2nd and 15.
Reynolds hands it off to George, looking for blockers, and he gets demolished in the backfield. One of the guys there that was making a play, in fact, you're going to have to give him another TFL, that is Cody Colomore. You have one over there or 2, and they work together so well.
This is what makes me happy. If we get a replay of this would be phenomenal. Throw all the stats out, okay? Because Cody Colomore, you look at the stat sheet, he's everywhere defensively, offensively. This is what makes him one of the best in the state, the way he attacks the alley. Playing deep safety, he reads his keys, and he fills the alley from that safety position with extreme speed and violence. Cody Colomore getting it done.
3rd and 5 for Tate Reynolds. He's going to throw the football. He goes back, and the ball was nearly intercepted. He wanted Sims, and there for Highland to break up the play was Cole Archibald, the inside linebacker, stepping up into that passing lane. And we've used this cliche before, read and react. Well, that's what Cole Archibald did right there. It was just outstanding defense.
Smart football players make plays, and they make things happen. Archibald's already seen that formation. He's seen that play before. Huge play on 3rd down.
Reynolds gets rid of it by the punt and back to make the fair catch around the 22-yard line. That was Grady Crandall. Interesting to note, this is the 7th meeting between these two programs, the Highland Hawks and the Queen Creek Bulldogs. The Hawks have lost 2 straight in this series. The last meeting came back on October 30th, 2020, and that resulted in a Queen Creek Bulldog victory, an impressive 24-14 win over the Highland Hawks. The last Hawks win against Queen Creek came back in 2019. It was a 38-3 thumping. The Hawks won that one. So the Hawks winners of 3 straight after a 21-11 win last week. In command here, it's Jay Martin, and Martin's going to leap over a defender. Here comes a penalty marker from way downtown by the field judge. And you have to credit the defense by Queen Creek. How about Tate Curtis mixing things up with Jay Martin? Not an easy guy to try to tackle, and Mr. Curtis did an outstanding job there.
And I think in Arizona high school football, I don't know if the running back can hurdle. I have seen this called. Let's see if they call it here. That sometimes isn't unsportsmanlike conduct, and they might wave it off.
They pick up the flag.
That's good.
There's no foul for hurdling.
There we go.
Off the ground.
I don't think you can hurdle in flag football, though. I've been boning up on the rules, and I don't think you can hurdle in flag football. So if that actually came to fruition here, it would not have surprised me. But a great no call by Freddie Hernandez and his group here.
I saw that called against Bijan Robinson, of all players. Hurdled the guy and got called for a 15-yard unsportsmanlike 2019 NFL Bijan.
I said Freddie Hernandez just out of sheer memory. It's Tracy Hernandez. And just because I know Trace is the only reason why I'm correcting that. Other than that, we would just move on and act like everything's fine. 21-7 our score. 9:13 to go. A very swift-moving first half here in the QC. Breaking the huddle, lining up in the slot to the right is Catcher Taylor.
Let's go, boys!
Haven't seen Greg Toller Jr. back on. Lining up in the backfield is Elijah Denson. Play fake. Fisher, deep ball, near sideline, jump ball, and the ball is broken up. The intended target was Crew Crandall. Supplying the coverage for Queen Creek was Crew Levitt. Flag on the play, much to the dismay of the Bulldog contingency, which we are smack dab in the middle of here on the top of the stands here at the 40-yard line. And they'll see if these officials get together and talk it over once again. Cody, but this group has done a nice job of at least getting things together.
Yeah, they're going to stick this with a pass interference on Drake Lewis. It's a tough call because Drake Lewis gets to the receiver and does look back. We're going to get a shot of it here just on this 9 route. Gets the receiver's pocket, looks back, and plays through the hand. I don't know if they're getting him on a legal grab late there, but on the point of the ball going to the receiver, it looks like he did do a good job of playing through the hands. Tough call for the Bulldogs defense.
Drake Lewis was the guilty party. Also back there defensively was Levitt, but here's Taylor. Wide receiver screen in space, down the sideline. There he goes, 20, 15, 10. Does he have enough? Dives for the end zone, and they're going to say he is not in the end zone. They're going to mark him out. Maybe he stepped out around the 2, maybe the 3, waiting for the line judge to spot the football. But for Catcher Taylor, an outstanding run after the catch.
How about the senior receiver, man? He has been explosive tonight. Catches that rocket screen. Heck of a play call once again by Brock Farrell. Queen Creek in a cover 0 there, catches on a field blitz. And they haven't gone empty pretty much all game. Last 2 plays they go empty. Rocket screen into the boundary. And Catcher Taylor, his second big play of the game, getting the Hawks inside the 5.
This one goes for 46 yards. First and goal to go. Ball is spotted on the 4-yard line. That's where he stepped out of bounds. Jay Martin, the deep back. He gets the call here. Martin looking for the end zone, and he is going to walk into the end zone for a Highland Hawk touchdown. Great blocking on the left side with some seal blocks, and Martin just feeling his way on the edge of that line of scrimmage. Takes it into the box for the second time tonight, and the 12th time this season. Jay Martin for 6.
Patience, the big train, patient on that running, inside the 5, reads his blocks. That kickout block, or that seal block, was by Luke Solik, the senior wide receiver for the Hawks. Jay Martin reads it, kicks it outside on a jump cut, second rushing touchdown for the senior tailback for the Highland Hawks.
On for the point after try. This is Hudson Schomback. It's 27-7. Hawks in the driver's seat. Snap back, great hold. Kick is on its way. driven right through the goalpost. Point after try is successful once again. 8:36 to go in our third quarter, our new score. The Hawks 28, the Bulldogs 7. And for catcher Taylor, he's making some big plays. An 80-yarder last week, a 50-plus yarder here tonight, and then 46 on that one. He's been going big play.
He's been phenomenal tonight. And in a night where outside of the deep post that Greg Toller caught for a touchdown in the second play of this here second half, and unfortunately got injured on that football play, catcher Taylor's been the guy. He has been the guy offensively for the Hawks here. Also plays backup quarterback for Brock Farrell's offense. And have I said this before? Could not ask for a better start for the Highland Hawks here in the second half.
Yes, you might have mentioned it, but it bears worth repeating. 28-7. Now the Bulldogs are going to have to find a way to make some plays offensively. And perhaps maybe now this is the time where they start to deviate from their original game plan and start to take some shots. And they got some guys to do so in Dylan Sims and friends. Short kick. This will be taken by Crew Levitt. Levitt to the 20, 25, down the sideline 30, 35, and carry would be tackled with him across the 40. And let's see where they spot the football. Wait for the field judge to mark it, and it looks like he's going to mark it out around the 36-yard line. They still haven't put it down. Now the umpire has it. 8:30 to go in this third quarter. Here comes Tate Reynolds. You think about, you're talking about the Cullimores and their legacy out here in the East Valley, but how about the Reynolds legacy when you think about Trey Reynolds and Porter Reynolds, and now tonight it's Tate. Play fake, looking left, with time, under a blitz. He escapes the pressure, and he can't escape all the pressure. Coming unabated to the quarterback was Cole McCleve, and he's been active. He's been in the backfield on numerous occasions tonight. But Tate Reynolds, showing that athletic ability, escaped the McCleve sack and was able to pick up maybe a yard on forward progress, if nothing else. 2nd and 10.
And that's what makes that Highland defense so good, because even though McCleve misses, just the brigade of the inside backers, it's all levels, the second levels, coming off and wrapping up Reynolds for no gain. That's a play last week in that Red Mountain game. Reynolds was popping for 30 and 40 yards. That's a good job by the Hawks defense.
Seth Walker's checked in at one defensive end spot. This is a handoff and running the football on the far side of the field with not much happening. On the, looked like the jet sweep action for Queen Creek. It was, I had 0 running the ball, but Cole McCleve made the stop defensively. But I had Queen Creek 0 running the rock. Maybe we just missed there. How about Nick Garcia, maybe?
Yeah, they faked that fly sweep to Lucas George, and it was an inside zone to Nick Garcia. And Cole McCleve, he is the outside force player. No one can go outside of him, and he did just that. Another tackle for loss right at the line of scrimmage from the senior edge rusher.
3rd and 10 from the 37-yard line. Possession play here for Reynolds. 6-step drop. He throws over the middle of the field. He's got a receiver there, but the ball's picked off by Cullimore. It's Cody Cullimore in space on the return. 45, 40, 30. Down the sideline, 25. And finally, he will run out of bounds. So another interception. And for Cody Cullimore, just wreaking havoc all over the football field. His second takeaway and as many drives. And Deuce is numero uno on this defense.
The Mr. Do-It-All football player in the state of Arizona, hawking down over the deep middle, snagging yet another turnover for this Highland Hawks defense. You are looking at one of the best football players in the state of Arizona, Cody Cullimore, doing it all in the Hawks secondary.
Cody, just an outstanding playmaker, continues to make plays all night long. Almost 60 tackles on this season for Cullimore. Give him another interception. In at quarterback here for the Highland Hawks. This is their backup quarterback. And there was an idea that Rylan Reyes would have a package tonight. Brock Farrell said that Reyes would be involved at least on one series here. It's senior night here in the QC at Monty Nevitt Fieldhouse, home of the Bulldogs. And it has been quite the atmosphere here tonight. Reyes will hand it off and running the football right at the middle. It looks as though this was, I'll double check that. It's like Spencer Heath has gotten a call here, but I feel like it's actually Elijah Denson, and it was Elijah Denson. Watch him hold on to the football, protect the rock. And as you can see, Darian Katner in the middle there trying to strip the football away.
Yeah, and they're in a jumbo package here with, as you said, the backup quarterback Reyes, because big old Cash Cullimore sitting right there offset fullback for the Hawks.
Denson gets the call here, and Denson is going to be tripped up. He's trying to bounce it outside, but you have to be respectful of Jet Berry, because Jet Berry has been all over the field tonight defensively here for the Bulldogs.
You know who absolutely blew this up was Nick Garcia, the senior receiver playing a little outside back or strong safety for Queen Creek. He came barreling down and just drilled the tight end, who was the lead blocker, the H-back in there. Really nice play by Nick Garcia for the Bulldogs.
I haven't seen Greg Toller Jr. come back in this ball game. Snap back to Reyes. Reyes is going to run it, and Reyes takes it to the line of scrimmage, and he gets dropped immediately at the point of contact. Nothing doing for Reyes. Nice work by Nick Garcia. One of those two-way guys that we mentioned early in the ball game, but Nick Garcia continues to make plays, and his team down here 28-7, inside 5 to play. Brock Farrell now with the luxury of a 28-7 lead and has the football. They can pretty much dictate their flow offensively here. The rest of the game, Reyes remains in, breaking the huddle, lining up to the outside as Braden Raja. In moment is Taylor. Taylor gets the handoff. Taylor on that sweep, cuts it back inside. Taylor to the 5, and he's going to fall forward towards the 4-yard line. But catcher Taylor on that jet sweep action once again, finding more success.
Happy catcher Taylor night. He has been everywhere. Every time Highland needs a big play, 3rd and long there, catcher Taylor cuts against the grain. The Queen Creek defense overflows to the outside field space, cuts against the grain in the second level, and picks up 11 on a 3rd and 10.
What a night here at Queen Creek High School. We've got fireworks all over the place. It's a great crowd. The Highland Hawks fan base made it here. The aroma of that freshly popped kettle corn here. What a night on senior night here. Reyes takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself, looking for the end zone to the outside. Reyes turns the corner. He's going to score a touchdown. Rylan Reyes in the box for 6 points for the Highland Hawks. And they extend their lead to 34-7 point after try upcoming.
Love the play called by Brock Farrell. They go shotgun full house. They bring the beefs inside, and instead of going in between the tackles in the ABC gap, they go read option off the edge. Nice read by the sophomore quarterback, Rylan Reyes. Quick pull when the edge rusher comes barreling down to get the running back and beats the Queen Creek defense to the pylon 4-6.
Rylan Reyes, his first varsity touchdown, and he gets the taste, the nectar of being in the end zone. 34-7, here comes the Schomback point after try, and once again he buries it right through the uprights. 3:48 to go in this third quarter on your score. The Highland Hawks 35 and the Queen Creek Bulldogs 7. Cody, let's take this pause in the action and take a look at the most recent open rankings this past week, presented by the AIA. Number 1, the Liberty Lions, with that 7-1 record, their only loss out-of-state opponent. Centennial 8-0. We'll see the Coyotes tomorrow against the Pinnacle Pioneers and Dana Zupke. What an epic matchup on the AZ Preps 365 game of the week. And then the Basha Bears right there at 7-1 in that 3 spot. Desert Mountain at 8-0, the number 4 seed. How about the Desert Mountain Wolves and Conrad Hamilton undefeated?
Yeah, they beat they beat Chaparral, which was their 6A crossover game at home. They beat Horizon, but they have Higley tomorrow night. I believe that game is at Desert Mountain, but Desert Mountain reportedly has about 5 or 6 starters out in that football game. So Higley could play, quote-unquote upset alert or an open upset alert to get the Wolves out of that one.
Chandler in that 5 spot, Highland at number 6, Hamilton at 7, and ALA Queen Creek and Ty Detmer's group there at 8. This will be an onside kick. Hudson Schomback with the onside kick, and you're thinking to yourself, is Highland up 35-7, and they're kicking an onside or attempting to do so? That's exactly right. That's what Brock Farrell will do. He'll continue to apply pressure, won't he?
Yeah, it's a coach where they practice special teams, and I get to see this because I get to run their football camp a whole day at team camp. Whole day in California, they go team camp. All the stuff they do, all the squib kicks, all of that, they are practicing June and July just to get situational stuff like that, and it comes in handy.
Bear Fisher lines up at one wide receiver spot, and the pass is thrown. Making that throw was the quarterback, Tate Reynolds. Goes outside looking for, appear to be Bear Fisher. First time tonight he's been targeted. But it wasn't Bear Fisher.
Tackle number 12.
Making the reception for Queen Creek was Nick Garcia, an honorable mention player from a year ago. For Nick G, before tonight's game, 29 receptions, 303 yards, a 10.4 average, 35 yards with his length, and he does have a touchdown. Also serves as the outside linebacker for Travis Sherman. There goes Garcia in motion this way. Snap is back. Reynolds steps through the pocket, has time, lost one this way, and the ball will go out of bounds. And it was Garcia who was the intended target. And just for good measure, Crew Lunt, who was providing the coverage on that play, just gave Garcia a little nudge out of bounds just to let Garcia know that Crew Lunt was here.
Yeah, we used to call that just hey, we're still here. Great coverage, cover 0, cover 1, but like I said, that Highland defense pre-snap, it looks like they're just giving you anything short in the middle, but they just come flying down and covering the flat so tremendously well.
Trips bunch near side. Garcia's the lead back there, and this ball again comes over to the Bulldog boundary, and the ball is incomplete. Case Grimmer was unable to make a bid for that one on that third down throw, and let's call it what it was. That was just a tough pass for Tate Reynolds. That one got away from him.
Yeah, just these overthrows, and these are hard passes to make, pretty much like the pick six for Highland early on in that first half. They are opposite hash, going deep out corner comeback routes. Those are tough throws for any quarterback at every level to make, just sailing a little bit over the top.
Let alone being a sophomore, right? Shotgun snap back to Reynolds. Steps away for some pressure. Rolls near side. Throws on the run, and the ball is contested and broken up. The intended receiver for the Bulldogs is none other than Nick Garcia. And the ball was broken up by Spencer Heath. Give Heath a PBU. Outstanding defensive play.
That is an amazing play by the 6'1 junior for the Hawks. Just sitting there in the deep outside third zone. Reynolds scrambles, keeps his eyes downfield, throws a strike, and Spencer Heath playing right through the receiver's hands. That is a phenomenal play. The Hawks defense is absolutely cooking here tonight in Queen Creek.
The one good thing about that play for Garcia, he recognized his on-field awareness, and he ran his route past the sticks, just couldn't get the throw. Fisher back in the game to the air. It's catcher Taylor making the catch, and he spilled over immediately. Applying the hit was Jay-Sean Lyles, and Lyles continues to have an outstanding game defensively. Been one of the bright spots for the Bulldogs here tonight.
And Bub Fisher is back in, like you noted, on that play. And to me, just to get him back into rhythm, and I'm not going to say it's just a game where give him rhythm going into the next week.
Greg Toller Jr. has also checked back in, and that's a great sign for Brock Farrell's group as well. Handoff on the inside. And for Highland, running the football this time was Elijah Denson. He's a great complimentary type back, Elijah Denson. Jay Martin. They hope to have Eli Kirby back, if not next week, but perhaps for the first week of the postseason.
Yeah, I was shocked when Brock Farrell told me that in pregame. He said, hey, we're going to have the horses back for the playoffs. That's big because Eli Kirby, absolute stud north to south runner, just like Highland likes it.
3rd down and 1 for the 36. Fisher to the air, and the ball is broken up. He wanted the slant route over the middle. He was trying to get the ball, and he tried to fit that into a very tight window. He wanted Crew Crandall, the all-region wideout, but the ball was broken up, and you have to think that Darian Katner was there to make a nice play.
Yeah, great read by Katner, sitting in the 2 deep there. RPO action. Bub Fisher slings it, and Katner playing right through the hands, creating the pass breakup.
4th and 1. It's Fisher under center as the Bulldogs show blitz, and now Fisher will look back towards the Hawk bench. Fisher, the turn, the handoff to Denson, and Denson is going to be close. It's all about the spot.
I don't think he got it, Kevin. I think he's short. The fans around us for sure don't think he got it, but I do believe he's a yard short, so that's a great stand by the Queen Creek Bulldog defense.
Yeah, Jay-Sean Lyles, you just can't move him around. And if you get Lyles coming at you running downhill, Jay-Sean Lyles is going to make the play 9 out of 10 times, and he did right there on the 9th time tonight.
Yeah, Bulldogs needed that. And the defense, they have come through, and they need the pick six, a couple of these other third down conversions. They just offensively, they haven't scored. Offensively, they have not scored in this football game. I don't even think they have more than a drive inside of Highland territory.
Unofficially, 4 first downs. It's Tate Reynolds, and he'll hand it off to Lucas George. And Lucas George began his pursuit to the right side, then cut it off, cut it back to the left. And it seems like Lucas George, despite the lack of success in its entirety, he still just ripped off 5 more yards. So this total at the end of the night might be fruitful, but the result is not going to be there. Reynolds play fake. The ball is batted down and it was nearly intercepted. Once again, he wanted the streaking Dylan Sims. Had that pass gone through, Dylan Sims might still be running, but again, too many white shirts there, throwing their bodies around, throwing their limbs in the passing lane, just selling out defensively. That's why their defense is posted the donut.
Yep, that's a product of, once again, a really well-coached unit where they've seen the RPO. They understand the situation. Second and short, RPO. Queen Creek probably runs 75% of the time. You're not going to get to Tate Reynolds. Put your hands up, deflect the pass.
There's a pitch pass to Sims, far sideline. He's got the first down, and Sims continues to rumble. Takes this football into Highland Hawk territory, marked out around the 45-yard line. That was a nice pitch and catch. Tate Reynolds to the favorite target tonight, Dylan Sims.
How about the wheels on the 6'5", 210-pound Dylan Sims, who really has been the top playmaker in the Bulldogs offense here tonight.
Outstanding play by Sims. Handoff running on the interior are the Bulldogs, and that will be a short gain. It's Lucas George again. Couple of whistles blow. It's good for Brock Farrell to have Bertrand Berry, the second back, one of those bookend pass rushers. But for Bertrand Berry, his pops played in the league, the National Football League, played for the Cardinals, and of course the Denver Broncos. But Bertrand Berry, senior, an outstanding pass rusher. Reynolds to the air. His pass is complete. Case Grimmer on that bubble screen makes the catch, and that's a long throw to make. And it will pick up about 6 yards to Grimmer, but again, you show the arm strength there of Tate Reynolds. You can't say it enough, just a sophomore, so he's going to be a good one when it's all said and done. Here's Lucas George again looking for a block. He sheds a tackler in Bertrand Berry, and he'll fall forward for a yard or two. It'll bring up 4th down and 4 for Tate Reynolds and company. Final 27 seconds of quarter number 3. Highland Hawks lead it 35-7. Outstanding game, catching the football tonight by catcher Taylor. He's been big play all evening.
Now to go back to that second down play here before the quarter ends, you're talking about how long of a throw that is. It's, once again, the statistics, the second down, they love that quick screen, but it is a long time to block, to stock block. Those Highland corners who are already in the face of the receiver, they do such a great job of shedding the block. Plus, when you make it a throw that takes a second or two to get there, it is a recipe for disaster. That third quarter, Kevin, completely dominated by the Highland Hawks.
3 quarters are officially in the books here from the Queen Creek High School here at Monty Nevitt Fieldhouse as we move to the 4th and final stanza. Highland 35, Queen Creek 7. We'll step aside and pay a couple of bills. You're watching Thursday Night Football on the Zone 48 Broadcast Network presented by Trey Clarkson State Farm Insurance.
The world is changing. How business gets done is changing. Energy, success, even the face of entrepreneurship is changing. See how we're changing at bankofthewest.com/change. Bank of the West, the bank for a changing world.
With any deposit checking at Bank of the West, you can make any deposit, anywhere, in any amount per statement. And we'll waive your monthly.
Welcome back to Queen Creek High School. Kevin Derryberry alongside Cody Cameron. They hand it off, and running the football is Dane Gomez. And there's kind of a forgotten figure here in tonight's game. It was about the Dane Gomez game, and it looks like Gomez put this one on the turf. And the Highland Hawks are going to come away with yet another takeaway.
They are on fire. They are so fun to watch as a defensive guy. They just absolutely fly to the football. And I do believe they punched that football right out. I don't think Gomez is going to get to the line of gain anyway. They are a fast, physical, and really, really disciplined group. This is why Highland is a top 8 team in the state of Arizona.
And this is also why Brock Farrell challenged his football team, and they have answered the challenge here on the road in a hostile environment. They go back to Jay Martin. Jay Martin just continues to work his way down the football field, picking him up, putting him down as he is ushered out of bounds on the far sideline by the Bulldogs.
It's like the favorite thing for a broadcaster to say about a running back who's a workhorse, right? They go, by carry 20, he looks like he's still carrying the rock for the first time of this game. But that really is Jay Martin. Like the more carries he gets in the game, the more rhythm he gets, the better he is.
Gain of 7 for Martin. Crew Levitt with the stop, and there is another big gain. Finding that crease and then turning it up into that hole and then putting his foot in the ground and then accelerating to some daylight was Jay Martin once again.
Yeah, how about the explosion, right? It's an inside zone. He bounces out into the C gap, just puts that foot in the ground and heads north to south, and pummeling would-be tacklers. That affects the defense, especially late into the season, late into the game. That's why Jay Martin is one of my favorite players in the state this year.
He's a lot of fun from the 49-yard line. There's a play fake on the boot for Fisher. Winds up deep ball, has Greg Toller Jr. there, and he is unable to haul it in. He had a step or two on the defender, and for Greg Toller Jr., just unable to bring that one in, but a pretty good thrown ball there by Kalen Fisher.
Yeah, that's the Bulldog defensive player of the game, Jet Berry. Toller did have a step or two, and once again, just like the first half, Jet Berry showing tremendous makeup speed and playing right through the hands of the receiver, causing another breakup for pass. Multiple of those, plus the pick six. It's a good showing from the sophomore defensive back.
Jet Berry with a PBU, and he looks like he's having fun playing this game. There's Martin again, and Martin still on his feet down the sideline. And for Jay Martin, using his physicality right now, just wearing down the front four of the Bulldogs. And right now the Queen Creek front does not have any answer for Jay Martin, who just delivers blow after blow running the rock here tonight.
Look at the vision. I mean, look at the vision. There's let's see, number 5. That's Tate Pierce in the backfield, ready to make that tackle. Quick jump cut, still getting north, runs around the left sideline. You need multiple defenders to bring this football player down.
The only thing getting pierced right now is the Bulldog defense. And there is a wide receiver screen. Kalen Fisher dumps it off, and he completes his pass to Crew Crandall for the 18th time this season. Second catch of the night for Crew Crandall. Goes for 3.5, maybe 4. As you can hear the sweet sounds of the Bulldog marching band here. We mentioned it's senior night. A full complement of fans. The pageantry here, second to none. 10:32 to go, final standoff. Trips to the far side. Fisher back to throw. Clean pocket. Steps up in the pocket. He's going to tuck it and run. Has the first down the sideline, and he'll just do a little peekaboo on the field and then run out of bounds. So effortless for Kalen Fisher, showing his legs this time. And right now, Kalen Fisher having himself a really nice fourth quarter.
Yeah, Bug Fisher showing the athleticism there. Goes over, surveys his reads, goes to the field side, looks back at his check down. Good job by the Queen Creek secondary, but nice job by the big beef up front for Highland. In pass protection, creating a hole. Bub Fisher finds a crease and picks up 15 for a first.
Bub with a gain of 17 yards. First and 10 from the 17-yard line. Taylor in the slot to the right. He's wide open. He's got the, oh no, it's broken up. Boy, catcher Taylor was wide open in the slot, and you talk about a late breaking defender. It was Darian Kattner this time to get back, and boy, he made a nice play. That definitely put a postponement on that touchdown for catcher Taylor. He would have just walked in.
Well, especially as a two-deep safety shell there. He's on the field side. He's got so much space. That's a great job of closing speed, playing right through the hands of the receiver, breaking up yet another pass for Katner.
Darian Katner on the handoff. They run it to Denson. Denson bounces it outside. Denson still on his feet as he spins at the 5, and he's going to coast into the end zone for a touchdown. What a run by the second back on this Highland Hawk team. Elijah Denson with a tremendous touchdown run to put a little dagger on things here in this one.
Look at the blocking scheme. They are tight-knit up front, no splits. They pull backside and front side. Great seal, and just Denson bouncing off would-be tacklers and finds pay dirt for their 4th second-half touchdown of this contest. The Highland Hawks are eating up front, and offensively, they are dominating the second half.
How about Cash Cullerman, all the things that he does defensively? How about being instrumental on the lead block on that touchdown run by Elijah Denson? Impressive run. Snap back. A hold is good, and the Hudson Schomback point after try is up, and it is good for Elijah Denson. That was the 2nd rushing touchdown of the season for that young man on a game where the Hawks now have 19 of those on the campaign. 10:09 to go in our 4th quarter. It's 42-7 Highland in the driver's seat here, and it was really all set up by the downhill running. Jay Martin, and let's call it what it is. Just some tremendous blocking up front. The offensive line, shout out to the guys up front. They've had themselves a fantastic night here, Cody.
And this is what makes Highland dangerous. They are efficient run blockers, and when they come playoff time, hopefully open, the whole thing about making the open, they get rewarded an extra bye week. You get that extra week off, that first round of where everybody else plays in the playoffs there in November. So Eli Kirby will be extra ready. They have 3 workhorses in the backfield. They have a passing game, and they have a defense who creates turnovers and does not miss tackles. When I'm looking at those open seatings, really outside Liberty, who's really looked like an outlier here. Centennial's played really well too. I'm all those Chandler Unified teams. I'm not trying to face Highland at all.
Nobody wants to face Highland. That's a fact. On the return here for the Bulldogs. It looks like it might have been, double check. I had 2-7. I had Katner on the return. I'm not sure what Shabadoo's doing down there. Cameras all over the place. Joey Shabador on the return for
Crew Levitt, it looks like.
Queen Creek. It was Crew Levitt. It was indeed Crew Levitt. Katner was back there, but he was next to the ball carrier. So they go back to Tate Reynolds here. A new set of downs, trailing 42-7 from the 35-yard line. This is George. And Coach Sherman says no matter what happens in tonight's game, they're going to try to dictate the pace from their vantage point. They're going to run the football with Lucas George. In fact, for Lucas George, earlier this year at Canyon View, 350 yards. That's quite a night in high school football.
Yeah, and he got hurt the next week where he lacerated the spleen, the Travis Hunter injury for University of Colorado. And like I said, it really hurt their offense, in the 2 games. They were missing Lucas George, and he's just been such a workhorse all year for the Bulldogs.
Dylan Sims lines up on the outside. This will be a pass play, completing that to David Eberhard. And Eberhard has first down yardage as he works up the boundary on the near sideline. Forced out by the Hawks, Spencer Heath, but another target for Tate Reynolds to work with. This time it's the tight end, David Eberhard.
Yeah, just RPO where they have that arrow and then 2 stock blocks outside. You see a lot of college football teams running this because the receivers are able to get up. They have the numbers game. Good tight end play from the Bulldogs tonight.
No question about that. Here's George again, and it looks like he got clotheslined. And one thing that we can say about the Hawks defense, everybody, all 11 guys that have played defense tonight, they have been swarming to the football, and they've been peppering the ball. Like you said, they punched it out. They've knocked it out a couple times, some strips, and they just continue to force the issue on wanting to take the football away, and they've done it multiple times tonight. Gain of 4. 2nd and 6 from the 45-yard line. Running the football with authority. They go back to Dane Gomez, and Dane Gomez that time using his body lowering the shoulder pads, dropping the hammer on the defensive back. Strong run by Dane Gomez. And this fan base showing the appreciation for that type of run.
Yeah, good vision too. He gets the inside zone and jump cuts left, follows his blockers at a pulling the H-back, sealing on the outside, picks up the first down.
Gain of 15, balls on the 35-yard line. And running right into the teeth of defense is Dane Gomez. And you can hear the popping of the shoulder pads up here in the broadcast booth. And there's a good crowd below us. The cheerleaders are waving the pom-poms everywhere. The band's playing the music. And you can still hear those thuds up here in the stands, Cody. That is an impressive hit.
And, Kev, there's a lot of Highland 2s out there, too. Shows you how deep this defense is. Most of the 2s, outside of a couple defensive back, are out there for the Hawks, and they're still bringing it every play.
Hawks bringing pressure with 3 Logan Bottom set up on the edge. This will be a play fake for Reynolds. Wants to throw, and he throws the deep ball towards the end zone. Looking for everything, and the ball was incomplete. Going back to the big guy, that was Bear Fisher. Look at the dudes that they have on the lower end of their roster, all wearing 80s, and they're all about 6'3" and above, Cody.
Yeah, that was a great play, too, by the Hawk corner. The junior Bridger Roner staying over the top, playing that 3 deep in that 3-3-5. Cover 3, staying outside, no receiver over the top of you. Discipline football on a football player that's given up about 7 inches on that fade route, not letting the completion happen.
3rd and 7 from the Hawk 33-yard line. This is a run play. They go right back to Dane Gomez, and Gomez with a head of steam will take it to the 30-yard line, and maybe just inside the 30. That's where they'll put the football down. And you look at the chain gang, it reads 4th down. So it'll be 4th down and 4 from the Hawk 29-yard line. Obviously, this is 4-down territory. Clock moving at 5:23 to go. So for Queen Creek to be clear, they can still get in the 6A state championship tournament, but they're going to have to win next week. And do they need any help, Cody? Reynolds, clean pocket, has time, throws a dart down the field, and he's got the wide receiver making that catch was Nick Garcia. And that was a fine throw from Tate Reynolds. He had plenty of time, put a little sizzle on that pass, and threw a P into the hands of Nick Garcia, and using that toe drag swag, Garcia completes the ball.
Yeah, pass protection was perfect on that 4th and 5. Allowed Garcia to go across the field on that intermediate crossing route. Good pitch and catch. Reynolds with a fireball in the chest.
Gain of 25. Reynolds wants to throw. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Reynolds to the front pylon, and he is in the end zone for a Queen Creek touchdown. Tate Reynolds scores from 5 yards out, and it's now 42-13 as you can hear the pyrotechnics going off in the background.
That's a great drive by the Bulldogs, converting on 3rd down and 4th down on that drive. Reynolds punching it in on the left side, getting in for 6. And now that we had that little break, I can answer your question here. We'll let the extra point go, and then we'll get into the 6A playoff conversation, because it's going to be an awesome field. It's going to be an awesome field this year, and looking forward to it.
For Tate Reynolds, his rushing touchdown, number 16 on the campaign. 16 rushing touchdowns for Tate Reynolds. Now on the point after try here for Queen Creek. Good snap, good hold, and the Talon Tinsley point after try is good. For Tinsley, he's now 29 of 30 in point after tries. 38 points for Talon Tinsley. And Cody, break it down for us. Queen Creek more than likely will end up with a loss here tonight. That would put them at 3-6 overall. Kick's no good. Kick's no good. Kick was no good.
Kick was no good. I don't even know if they said anything, the refs. But
our technical producer is Johnny on it. That is Greg Jones. Greg Jones
playing spotter for us too. Look at that. To get 6A playoffs. So here's the thing: Queen Creek wins next week against ALA Queen Creek. They are in 100% without a doubt, no matter what. There's still a possibility if Queen Creek loses to the Patriots next week, which I believe that is another home game for the Bulldogs. They will still be in at 3-7. Their strength of schedule, if not 1, 2 or 3, the strongest in the state of Arizona. Just a brutal non-region schedule. So that's strength of schedule with the huge win over Red Mountain. That win was massive over Red Mountain. That would get in.
All right, now it's an onside kick attempt. The ball is free around the 45-yard line. Bulldogs think they might have recovered it.
I think that ball went out of bounds. So.
And we'll see what the officials come up with. 4:16 to go. It's 42-13 for Tate Reynolds. I mentioned that was his 16th rushing touchdown. That's good for second in the 6A conference behind Dylan Lee out of Williamsfield. So just as a sophomore who's become and has emerged this season as a dual threat quarterback, who we've already mentioned it. Cody mentioned that he's going to accept the Division I scholarship at Arizona State University to play baseball. Tate Reynolds is a heck of a football player, and he's got a cannon for an arm. He's got to be a pitcher throwing the ball 90-plus miles an hour. Welcome to ASU. That's a great kick. Just a sophomore. You never know what will happen. And running the football, this is the backup cornerback, Rylan Reyes, and he's strung out. He tried to take the ball to the corner, couldn't do it. And here come a whole bunch of purple shirts to get to the football.
Carried by number 17, Ryan Reyes.
One of those guys there.
Number 10, Jalen Jackson.
Perhaps Jalen Jackson was there, but Liam Coleman also in the vicinity. No gain for Reyes, who scored his first varsity touchdown here tonight. Elijah Denson in the box as well. And there's a run play, and there's nothing doing at all. Great pursuit to the football by the Bulldogs. That was Bodie Breed all over it, knifing in the backfield. 6'3", 230 with the penetration in the TFL to take down the ball carrier.
Yeah, one of the leaders of this Bulldog defensive line. Maybe we didn't call too much tonight, but Breed coming in the game, 5.5 tackles for loss for the big senior defensive lineman in the Bulldogs defense.
3rd down and 10 from the 45-yard line. And here is a run play, and running the football, that looks like it's Cash Allen. So Cash Allen, spelled K-A-S-H, Cash Allen, a running back, 5'11", 170. That's Cash Allen with a Cash Cullumore and a Cody Cullumore.
Well, Cash Allen is the cousin of, you know these names, Ammon Allen and Joseph Allen.
Oh, yeah.
The two hard-hitting safeties the
Ballers.
last 4 years for Highland. Joseph Allen, still might be the hardest-hitting defensive back I've ever seen in the state of Arizona.
And for Joseph Allen, all he was last year was the 6A Conference Defensive Player of the Year. He was the Regent Player of the Year, and he is a stud. And Joseph Allen put the dagger in my mountain lions last year in the semifinals with that pick 6 on a throw from Carter Crispin. That was the night that the Highland Hawks decided that Jacoby Lane was not going to beat him, and they absolutely manhandled Jacoby Lane, who's now playing at USC. What a night in the wintry mix at Highland High.
Yeah, they went like, in a basketball terms, a box and one. We're going to cover 0 on you the entire game with the safety over the top, and they did that twice. I don't know if Jacoby had more than 20, 30 yards receiving in either contest when they played Highland.
He ran a jet sweep, and they took him out in the backfield, and they pummeled him. It was just a simple little play, and, yeah, that was the night the Hawks got it done. All right, back to tonight's affair, and running the football for Queen Creek. Looks like the first carry of the night for Chase Stelter. Chase Stelter, another outstanding name. But the big name of the night was the Boise State commit. That's Teo. Ayateo Amati Duban. Boom, twice.
Money.
Hit them both. And running to the right side. And again, you can hear the pads popping up here in the broadcast booth. I'm telling you, there's 1:26 to go in the fourth quarter, and the seconds and the 2s and the 3s for Highland still continuing to just lay licks.
Going back to the 6A playoffs, these are the back half, Kevin, right now. Playoffs started today, back half. You've seen a lot of these teams. These are teams that are not hosting a home game. O'Connor, Castile, Mount Point, Red Mountain, Williamsfield, Queen Creek. Those are teams on the back half of 6A.
They're not hosting. There's a pitch pass into the hands of Bear Fisher as he gets the edge, turns it upfield, and has got himself a big-time gain. You're looking for chunk yardage at this time of the game, you got a big chunk play right there from Bear Fisher. The ball will be marked down at the 41-yard line of the Highland Hawks. The Hawks clad in their all-white uniforms with that teal numbers outlined in black with their teal helmets. And again, wearing all white on this natural surface. Their uniforms still look impeccable. No soil stains at all. And running the rock again for Queen Creek this time, running right with a big hole was Jesse Aguirre. Back-to-back carry for Jesse Aguirre as the clock rolls inside 36 seconds to go. For the Highland Hawks, they will win their 4th consecutive game tonight. They will improve to 7-2 overall, and seemingly they're going to punch their ticket to the Open playoffs in the year 2023. And it's a chance for the Highland Hawks to show people they belong with the big boys. And not that any of us needed to know that. The football pundits needed to know that the Highland Hawks are legit contenders in the Open division. They belong in every sense of the imagination.
Official stamp in this game coming into Queen Creek on Queen Creek's senior night and pummeling the Bulldogs, especially in the second half.
Reynolds to the air with time, continues to dance, step up the pocket, lofted out of bounds, smart play, live to play on, and that will be the final play of the night here at Monty Nevitt Fieldhouse, the home of the Queen Creek Bulldogs. Our final score, Highland 42, Queen Creek 13. And for the Bulldogs, they dropped to 3-6 overall. They're 1-2 in the 6A East Valley region. And on senior night 2023, the Bulldogs put up a fight, but it was the Highland Hawks who were able to get it done and win the fight.
So let's put this in perspective here. So Highland is really 2 plays away from potentially could be the #1 seed in the entire state of Arizona. They lost to Chandler after a huge win versus Basha. Like we said, this is a Basha team who has already ran through Chandler Unified. They beat Chandler. They beat Hamilton. So we know what type of team Basha is. We broadcast them against Brophy. It's Basha. They're the reigning state champs. Highland beat them and then lost to Chandler on one of the last possessions of the game. Lost to them by 2, and then lost to a Utah team in the Utah game where they had 6 turnovers offensively, threw 3-4 pick sixes. In the Chandler game, the same thing. They threw a pick 6, about 2 plays away from being the #1 seed in the entire state of Arizona. A statement win here tonight. It's a Bulldog team that's coming off a 3-touchdown victory over Red Mountain, who we know is phenomenal.
Very
phenomenally
good.
well-coached program
Yes.
in 6A. The 6A gauntlet, I so to speak. And Highland comes out here, makes second half adjustments, and pummels the Bulldogs. And the only offensive touchdown that they gave up was when they had their 2s out there. It's a statement victory, a sound victory, and Brock Farrell will tell you, hey, we still got things to clean up, but this is a team right here that is 100%, without a doubt, a top 8 team in the state of Arizona.
Yes, Cody, well stated in so many accounts. There's a lot of things to praise Brock Farrell's football team here tonight. And yeah, you know, Jay Martin comes to mind, right? He was a stallion back there, just delivering punishment, finishing runs, got in the box 2 times tonight, doing Jay Martin type things. But their offensive line, they manhandled the front 4 and the front 7 of the Bulldogs this evening. These guys up front, Chuck Schulze got it done, Jace Heaps, Luke Nabrowski, Kingston Critchfield, among others. Brock Farrell ran in multiple bodies tonight up front, and they did a great job protecting Kalen Fisher. They allowed him to make plays down the field. And for the Highland Hawk offense, we saw a little balance tonight. They wanted to come in here and go smash mouth, but they showed you that Kalen Fisher can throw the ball over the top as well.
Yeah, 100%. And that offensive line unit, that was a group that was the big question mark of Highland football, which has usually been such a solidified, without a doubt. You think of Highland Hawk football, you say that offensive line, they're going to pummel everybody. It wasn't like that coming into the season because they graduated 3 studs that are playing Division I football now. One playing at the University of Utah, Caleb Lemieux. But the talent they have on the outside and the way Bub Fisher, especially on play-action passes, can deliver the rock, this is a dangerous team. If they do not turn over the football in the open, that is a team, and quote-unquote upset, but it really should not be an upset. They can play with anybody in the open. It makes them extremely dangerous.
They sure can, and they developed different players tonight. We saw Elijah Denson score a touchdown. They used their backup quarterback in a package, and Rylan Reyes, he scored his first varsity touchdown tonight. So Highland, they're loaded. They're loaded for bear, and they're right where they want to be. They earn the right to be in the open. And, going back to that Basha game for just a second, that was the final play of the game. They scored a touchdown, right? So Jay Martin led the way for Cody Cullimore, and it was Highland. It was on that night as the Hawks upset the Basha Bears. And a couple notes here for the Queen Creek Bulldogs. Obviously well coached. Travis Sherman, one of the best in the business. Just love what he brings to the table as a high school head coach. And the fact that they started a young quarterback in Tate Reynolds who has a lot of intangibles, a lot of things that coaches would line up for and say, give me one of those guys. And he's just a young man, but it'll be fun to watch him grow up. And then how about the playmaking ability of Dylan Sims, this tight end at 6'5", 210 pounds, that has some speed. Well, he's going to be another comer down the road. This Bulldog team has a bright future.
And they're all young. We're talking about juniors, and Lucas George is a junior, and all these defensive players who are juniors, they're all going to come back for the Bulldogs. They'll be totally fine. It's once again, I listed all those teams in the fourth quarter that will not host a game in the 6A playoffs, and they're all teams that are dangerous, and they run the football, and they play sound defense. The 6A playoffs, absolute gauntlet this year. It's not a game where you're like, oh, that team, like a Highland, oh, they're just going to cakewalk. Oh, this team's going to cakewalk. No. Could you imagine that matchup where you get to the second seed or the third seed and you have to go play O'Connor or Williamsfield? You're going, what the heck? This should be my freebie. No freebies in the 6A playoffs this year.
Yeah, one other point, 2 points, in fact. Catcher Taylor, an emerging playmaker for the Highland Hawks, and then Greg Toller Jr. It's nice to see him out there after he caught that long touchdown pass and then got decleated by the center of the goalpost. So he took a shot, and that'll be a play that we look for on the highlight package down the road. But a couple other things. We want to mention some thank yous to our team, to Kat Jones, who did the camera up top most of the season. We'd like to thank Stos, who was working up top tonight. Joey Mascaro, our roving camera operator, our cinematographer. Outstanding work from him all season long. And this is our final game of the regular season here on the Thursday night schedule. And our Thursday night slate has been second to none. And I want to thank Greg Jones, who made all things possible. He's our technical producer. And then my guy to my right, Cody Cameron, another brilliant season as my analyst here. We had a blast. And you and I are just getting started. We got our second season upcoming here. But for Shabadoo and Stos and Greg Jones and the entire group here, we thank you a ton. We had a magnificent, marvelous season. We can't wait to next year.
It was a great time. The schedule was phenomenal. The way it played out, man, especially the last couple of weeks, huge marquee matchups. Our crew's the best, the staff's the best, and now state playoffs and championship time. Let's rock.
It's all about going after the gold ball, whether it's the 1A conference all the way through the Open. We will be at many of those games, and we want to thank Trey Clarkson State Farm Insurance for powering us all season long, and for you, our global viewing audience, all season long. And until next time, for Cody Cameron and our entire broadcast crew, I'm Kevin Derryberry. Until next time, so long for now.